society.
Hello, everybody.
It's true.
Welcome back to Jukebox Justice, our what will effectively be our finale, most likely, probably.
Theoretically.
I mean,
Probably.
In memes we trust
Could be.
is an important.
I have a fight for you,
slogan.
and I hope you can hopefully get through this fight tonight. But
Depends on where the brain cell is.
oh, I'm gonna drop you right in the middle of it, so
Is
figure
it
it out.
not like with?
I hope someone has it.
Does Cynthia not have eyes on the brain cell? But that's a problem.
I think she's going through some emotional stuff right now,
Yep.
so
I
you know.
generally, you
I
don't
hope they
want
didn't give it to
eyes on
Roxy
brain
because that
cells.
thing's gone then.
I don't know if Sylvie
Alright.
has it, but Tess definitely doesn't have it.
You know, since before we
not the
get
one I wanted
started,
to
if
open.
you're enjoying what we're doing, there are ways you can show. We have our beacons page, which has a link to
Are-
Forge for minis, and are dice live yet? If they're live, you can get dice.
No, they're not live yet.
Not yet.
I don't
okay.
think.
Just minis right now.
Soon.
Eventually dice. We also have a Redbubble on there, so you can get merch, and we're coming up with wonderful, quirky new merch ideas all the time.
That kill Crow's soul.
Yep.
Yep, all the time.
Everybody's so creative.
Tentacles.
Hentai.
Take a shot.
We also have our coffee for direct donations if you just don't really like stuff that much. Which, do you?
We support
Good on you
either
for
way.
denying the call of capitalism.
Yes.
If you would like to keep up with updates about the show, all of our social media is on there as well, and you can grab a link to join our Discord. Well, Nina doesn't like stuff. Okay.
She's supposed to be asleep!
Nina, go to sleep. Nina, you go to sleep now.
But yeah, you can join our Discord where we send pictures of ice cream, mint chocolate chip supremacy, and pets. I shared a very extreme close-up of Precious's face earlier this week, so you know you can see that.
I wanted to send a picture of Gideon in his new booties, but the second I tried to put them on, he was off like a shot and has refused to let me put them on.
All right. All right.
It's all well and good when your dog is like 5 pounds. I've got a 106 one running away like a scared little cat.
I bet you his booties probably fit my little feet.
Maybe.
Why does a Florida dog need booties?
Okay,
hardwood
question.
floors?
What?
Hardwood floors.
Or that.
He's having some traction difficulties.
Oh, got
Hot
it.
pavement.
Ah,
Doesn't
okay.
If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, you can catch us live weekly. Do that. Because we're fun
Yeah.
and delightful.
Or
That's
by
Especially-
mistake, in this case.
Especially if you can't sleep like Nina.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay.
Should probably sing to her.
Oh no, the true
Just talking
test.
about how we can't sing.
Yeah.
We all sing, we might get smited.
Smoted.
Smoted.
I'd smite that.
Judging from some of the folks in my church, I find that unlikely.
There are many people who should have been smoked by now, in my personal opinion.
It would make the voice and like
Oh no!
the masked singer would be
Eliminated.
hilarious.
a
Literally.
lot more a lot more exciting.
Okay. But we can go around and have everyone introduce themselves for what might be the last time as these characters. And the icebreaker tonight. Make a choice.
God.
Never hear music again, or lose the ability to read.
Thank God.
Why is only Cynthia looking distressed by this question?
can go.
Mhm.
I'm Brianna. I play Cynthia Evans, otherwise known as Echo. And I love music to death, but I think I'd die if I couldn't read, so that's my choice. It's probably also Cynthia's.
I mean, that depends. If it's just visually being able to read, you can use audiobooks and screen readers.
That's a fair point.
But do those exist in our fictional 1956?
I mean, not in the 50s yet.
I will say, though, I kind of hate audiobooks
I
a lot of the
hate them
time
with a
because
burning passion.
they speak too slowly, and I don't like the way they read the words.
Fair.
Well, you
Okay.
can
I
speed
listen
up
to mine.
the narration.
I
Unfortunately,
definitely
does not
speed
fix
up.
the problems with them
Wait.
reading
Yeah.
the words in ways I don't
Yeah.
like.
Yes.
That is fair. I'll go next. I'm Tess. I play Sylvie, aka Valkyrie, and I think Sylvie would also choose reading over music, and so would Tess, as much as I also like listening to music and cannot be in a silent room for the life of me, but I read far too much to give that up. And as much as I want to make a joke that Sylvie can't read, you know, that's not true.
She just
pretends-
elects
Chooses
to not.
to read.
She just pretends she can't read that sign as
Yes.
when it says no glitter in this building. She's like, I can't read. Joke's on you. But she
Oh,
actually
stop
can
me.
read. She just doesn't care. I'm Jenna, and I will be playing Calamity, aka Roxy, and Roxy would choose music 100%. Jenna would have to choose reading, but like I'd be so upset about it.
I can go next. I am Mr. Crow, alternatively just Crow, and I will be playing for perhaps the last time Joe Taffley, aka Coyote. I won't be able to do this no more.
Just point to your evil genius GM thing.
Yeah.
I might. For Joe, 100% he's losing the ability to read. It's probably a pain in the ass for him already.
Oh, funny.
And the more I thought about
Aw.
the Joe, the more I'm like, is he dyslexic and not know it? Possibly.
I could see it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did the letters keep moving?
Yeah, distinct possibility. As for myself, can I cut out my tongue instead? Because I literally can't choose between reading and listening to music.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Thing.
I love music and I love reading, so it's like,
Again,
ugh.
audiobooks and screen readers are a thing. Just because you
Wait,
lose
here's
the
the thing.
I'm not
just
using
because
that
you
for
lose the ability
AO3.
to read doesn't
Oh,
mean
yeah.
you lose your vision.
If you lose the ability to read, does that mean you can no longer read music? Like if you're a musician?
Oh shit!
Oh no.
Ooh, that's an
Technically,
interesting
it's in the name.
question.
This is our philosophy class with
Yeah.
Tift. Asking the important questions
Maybe.
in the universe.
But I mean, there are plenty of people who can learn how to play music just by
Yeah, no, I mean, there's
auditory.
ear.
definitely
I
are.
can't read.
I can't
I
read
mean,
music
like I
to save
can
my
read
life.
music, but I can't like translate it from like the music on the paper to that. I have to learn everything by ear.
Nina's
When I play
asking, would you
ones.
be able to read a room?
I already can't.
That depends. Are they flirting with me? Because then no, absolutely not. Otherwise, yes, I can.
I'm
yeah,
Maria. I play Elena, aka Easy Living, and she would probably go for Never Read Again, because why? Well, it doesn't really matter to her. She has a smart girlfriend to read to her. Multiple smart girlfriends to read to her. I would
And
choose
Roxy.
giving up music. I still listen to podcasts. That wasn't unallowed. I'm not doing audiobooks. I'm not using a screen reader to find
Well-
my headphones every time I want to read a fucking one shot online.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
no, I
happening.
don't want my AO3 reading
I don't-
Oh, yeah,
history
I-
ever vocalized.
Have to probably give up writing fanfic, and I don't want to.
In
I'm
regards
not giving that up.
to screen readers and podcasts and whatnot, how the heck are you supposed to know what you're clicking on because you can't read the labels?
Screen readers
Well,
can
the
read
screen
labels.
readers
Screen
would
readers
read,
read it
yeah.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because
But how are you supposed to turn
are
it
visually-
on?
Well, I'd assume the same way
You
visually
can't
impaired people
read
turn it
on and off.
Tell
You're just
Siri
gonna
to
be
do
pushing
it.
buttons.
It would.
Alexa
I mean,
will do
might
it.
I
have
mean,
Braille
you
or
would
something.
have an icon. Also, screen readers, you can have them if you install them. They can boot up automatically when you start your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or when you
Yeah,
start your
consider-
phone.
If you
These
need
have to be designed to work for people who cannot see.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, it's true.
I was literally
Those
using a screen
offer-
reader today.
To read
Trust
everyone
me.
their
Okay,
heavy
it's fine.
stigma as they need it.
Oh, that's great. Oh, hell yeah, with a Jennifer Coolidge voice, 10 out of 10. Nina's hired.
Yes, actually, we need her to narrate a bunch of stuff for us.
Like,
Yeah.
honestly, just a fun experiment. I would recommend everyone just try a screen reader once.
I accidentally turned it on when we rebooted my Windows on my computer one time, and it was terrifying because there was so much noise coming at me as I'm trying to set up my computer. Like,
That's
oh,
why
yeah.
you press the
Oh.
escape key and stop it.
yeah, yeah, I didn't know that.
Screen reader, new segment, screen reader tips with Charlie.
Apparently.
My,
fair
The
enough.
graphic.
my dad recently discovered that his phone has a screen reader in it, and he has
All phones do, yeah.
been listening to it so much now. Which, to be fair, he has a slightly valid reason for it, because it means he can now review documents while he's driving to and from NASA, which is like an hour-long drive, so it, like, you know,
Fair.
it's been an extra hour on the books, because that's now work.
Yeah, this is my work bleeding into my personal life of being like, screen readers are fantastic.
Oof.
It's fine. I'm not passionate about this or anything. It's okay. I'm calm.
I couldn't tell.
I'm calm
I
about this.
appreciate the information from a person who clearly knows things about it.
Anyway, previously on Jukebox Justice, the team had a bit of a reprieve after the fight with the Fae. They all had some important conversations and did some soul searching. But the peace and quiet last, alas. Soon enough, Elena was faced with Jurgen going mad at the observatory, and she also had a vision of the impending apocalypse, where two universes were being pulled together by a yellow tether. Who would have guessed? The team trying to figure out how to handle this threat, because how do you stop a universe-ending event? Learned that there was a physical way to stop it, but they weren't sure how to find it yet. So, they went back to the Viking ship that was now conveniently stuck in a tree in the middle of Halcyon, thanks to
It'll be the
Sylvie.
best bar ever in a few years.
Yes.
And they found a little box that they could enter coordinates into and press a button to do something. What exactly? Whatever that button does. See, here
Roxy
you go.
will find
Pressing
out if you don't
buttons
tell her
and you
not
don't know
to.
what they do. You're just
And
clicking
it was
buttons.
blue. It was a blue
It was a
button,
blue
if I
button.
remember right.
I had to push it. It tasted like blue.
Why are you licking the button?
Why are you not licking it?
Because
activate
that's
it.
what we do.
So the team gathered up any extra supplies they thought they might need, and even invited Rivette along for the fight.
Uh-huh.
Then they pressed the button
Yep.
and left Halcyon behind. So hang on. I didn't open that thing.
If
I
we
will say
survive
at-
this, we should definitely buy that ship and tree and convert it.
I'd like
Hell
to
of a
put
bit.
this into the queue of whatever we're doing, whenever we're doing it. At the earliest convenience, I'd like to assess the situation, given that we just yeeted some words.
Yeah, that you can do that right away. Hang on. Got to
No
obey
Good
that.
problem.
choice.
Just let me know when it's good for you.
You just throwing this out there, like a future version of Jukebox Justice that has its base in that Viking ship in the tree. That's pretty cool.
Because you're probably gonna need it. I'm gonna be nice and give you. Go ahead and give you a team today. So you have 3 team
Great team.
in your pool.
Woohoo!
Probably gonna need them. Probably gonna want to use them.
I mean, no point keeping him after this, so.
That is true. Very true. So
We have to hoard them.
set the scene here. With a big pop and a little bit of a squeeze and maybe some vertigo, all of you find yourselves floating in space. And in front of you, in the far, far distance, you see two universes connected by a yellow tether, like what Elena you were seeing. And they're moving towards each other at a noticeably fast pace, which is not great. And then floating a bit of ways away from you in this space area, you see three versions of Elena. One of them is purple, one of them is blue, and one of them is red.
Does that mean that we got, like... Roxy takes a long time to count. There's 3 more versions of Elena? In addition to this one?
2 Roxy.
There's 4 Elenas
Elena.
in total.
1 Sylvie, 1 Cynthia.
That's so many girlfriends. I don't know what to... That's a lot. Start
Cynthia,
trying to count again.
go ahead and roll to assess the situation.
Assess this.
Jetta dice. I believe in you. Hell yeah. Okay. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Not me just getting lost in my notes for 3 seconds there. Assess the situation is superior, yes?
Yep.
That is a 10. And since we are before battle at the moment,
Barely, yeah.
I believe the be mindful of your surroundings would trigger, so I get an extra question.
Okay.
Okay, so that'd be 3 total, because plus 10 is a 2?
Yep.
Okay. Who here is most vulnerable to me, if anyone?
Probably your teammates.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Not the anti-Elenas.
They're very pretty, though.
Shall refer to them collectively as the diehards, as opposed to easy living.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a Christmas movie now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I need to put on
All right,
Christmas music.
What here can I use to make progress towards breaking the tether or break it?
The anti-Elenas.
Okay. Let me know if I can't make this particular specification, and I'll re-ask something else. Can I ask, what is the biggest threat, with the understanding that it's probably the colliding universes, but specifically with regard to these 3 Elenas? If not,
Yeah,
that's fine.
I think that's fair. We can say, like, the biggest threat to your person in this scenario, because the colliding universes are in the background.
Yeah.
So... honestly, like, all 3 of them.
So it's about an equal kind of distribution.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And +1 for acting on the answers. Is that... I forget how this works. Is that persistent, or is it until I use it?
I believe it's until you use it.
Glory does not assess the situation. I forgot how this works.
I think it just says take +1. It doesn't specify forward or ongoing. Let me see if it says in the book.
Thank you for looking it up for me.
Defend. Assess.
As long as you're using the information you learned from your assessment to guide your actions, take +1 to your moves and roll. So that would be ongoing.
But if the
Okay.
situation changes too much, you might not get that bonus anymore.
Yes.
Okay. I imagine you will let me know when that happens. Thank you.
Okay. So, you're in space. With three very,
Are we floating?
yeah. Very
Okay, so we're just
colorful,
like
kind of hanging out in space with these three anti-Elenas in front of you, also in space, and a backdrop of a universe-destroying event.
does our Elena
Super.
still look like our Elena, or has she become like a yellow version?
She's always a yellow version.
I'm always yellow. What do you mean?
She does not appear any different.
Upon
What's-
realizing we're in space, Joe probably takes like a deep breath and tries to hold his breath.
I
So you
think
take a deep breath in space.
you take a deep breath in space reflexively, and you're fine.
What's maneuverability like for us? Are we like drifting? Do we have momentum? Can we generate momentum? Or are like do we have something to push off against? Like is it like walking, swimming, flying?
You are basically adrift because you're not on any sort of stable surface, so you have nothing to push or pull off of right now to generate momentum. You're just kind of floating.
Cynthia tends to fly by moving herself with her mind telekinetically. Is that affected by this?
Oh,
Okay.
Pretty much how Elena flies is just removing the gravity. So she's
I will say you can't, for those of you who don't have flying powers. While you don't have currently any way to like move forward or backwards, sideways, etc., you do have control of your limbs. So like you can try running in place, but you don't move anywhere. You're just kind of
Can I flip in place like I do normally when Elena takes my gravity away and I'm bored and I just do flips for a while until I get too dizzy?
You're probably able to generate a little momentum. It's probably not as easy as when Elena's just removing your gravity, but
Mhm. She's still attempting to do it. It's
very,
good for her muscles.
very slowly try and get going.
Slow motion.
Okay.
Somersault.
What Echo will say is, looks like my powers are fairly unaffected by this. I can play controller here. You need movement during the fight? Yell.
We're not dead. How are we not dead? We're in space.
I don't
Questions
know.
later.
the final frontier.
We knew that we weren't gonna do that because when me and Easy Living came up here before, it was fine. I mean, except for the guys that were trying to kill us, but like other than that, it was fine.
In front of you, the three anti-Elenas hold out their hands, and you see condensed light start to generate. Let's go ahead and enter battle against a dangerous foe.
Okay.
Are we
That
fighting?
does not look good.
That
Are we
sounds right.
fighting? This is so weird.
Who's
Looks
the
like
leader?
it. Cynthia thinks it's Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Echo.
Cynthia, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, Cynthia.
It's normally Cynthia.
Okay. And I believe I believe Cynthia has influence over everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
All right. What is your purpose?
Stop the end of the universe.
Yeah, stop
Is-
the universes from colliding.
Stop the
Yeah.
universes, save the world.
Stop
Save the
the
cheerleader, save
stop
the
the
world.
collisions.
Save the cheerleader, save the world. No.
All right.
The
That's
series started so good and it got so stupid.
It got weird.
It did.
I was so in it for like the first 2 seasons, and then it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Fair.
for a second I thought you were talking about Jukebox Justice.
No. No.
No,
Jukebox
heroes.
Justice is a wonderful. I'm talking about heroes.
Does anyone mistrust Cynthia?
No.
Nope.
It does not.
No.
I would not say you're ill prepared or off balance because you had time to gather supplies and you were like, let's do this shit. And
Mm-hmm.
press that button. So you're getting 14 plus your 3, so you have 17.
Additionally, Captain would activate because Cynthia's the leader. We add an extra team to the pool and carry +1 forward if she is the leader.
Okay, 18.
18.
18!
Try not to die.
Yeah. Is anyone making the first move?
Cynthia's a reactive fighter.
I would
I
say
would
that
like to charge my burns, I guess.
Charge burns.
Oh, same.
Okay.
Does everybody have burns?
Roll to charge your birds.
I don't remember
So
what do I roll for-
burns.
It's all burns.
2d6
We got so much
plus your
burns up in
conditions.
this bitch.
Okay.
I don't have burns.
I do not agree.
I'm just a
10.
cowboy werewolf with magic.
In
Hey,
space.
In space.
Ooh.
He's a space
I have
werewolf
3 burns.
cowboy.
Become
In a
such
superhero
I need-
genre game.
space cowboy.
Let me look.
Yeah, yay. Anyone knows that song? Just me.
My brain just went to yippee motherfucker.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sucks, but I got a 9, so
Okay.
I got a 10.
Ooh!
so I do have 3 burns, but that's gonna hurt.
This
a
is not
little
how
bit.
my burns work, apparently, because they just say I get 3 at the beginning.
Wait, so how many conditions are you up to, Tess?
3.
Oops.
I told you to clear those conditions last time.
I did clear conditions last time.
You did. Everyone did. And I'm proud of
I
you.
still have 1.
Now you gotta inflict a bunch of conditions on your enemies.
Yeah. it's fine.
Hopefully survive this.
Huh? Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Alright, Joe gonna try doing anything.
Well, seeing as they're charging up, I mean, I don't know if my weather powers work in fucking space, but
Space
Hello.
weather.
I'm gonna try to, like, conjure a fog bank so they can't, like, target us. I don't know if that'd be defend or unleash,
Mini
but
nebula. Space weather.
Space weather. I think unleash makes sense.
okay. Let's see. I don't have any negatives to that aside. No, my freak's at a +3. Okay. Alright, that's a 10.
Okay. Do it. So, yeah, space weather. You create a little, not like standard fog on Earth would be, but kind of a little baby nebula, like just stream between you and the anti-Elenas.
Yes.
As Joe just, like, sort of waves his hands and it just, like, forms, he's just like, oh, that's fucking cool.
So say that gives you a little bit of, and this attack wouldn't hit all of you. So I'd like everyone to roll a d6.
I've taught them.
5.
I've taught them my ways.
1.
Oh, no.
Oh.
4.
1 for Tess got 5, right?
Yep.
Jenna, Bree?
5.
3.
Okay. We'll say Easy Living, Coyote, and Calamity roll to take powerful blow.
Since I did not pick a move to do, could I go to defend one?
Sure. Who would you like to defend?
I'd like to defend Elena because she rolled lowest and I think she might be a target here.
Fair.
Valid.
This works.
Low, you want to roll
Okay.
low.
Yep,
Oh
that's
wait,
the
I
one
only
you
get
wanna
different dice to roll low.
I have rolled a 5.
Ah, hell.
10. With a +3 in Savior, that is an 11 on that defend.
Right. Okay, so Elena, you don't need to roll.
I don't. Oh, but the cheese dice.
Sorry.
They rolled so low.
What bonus would you like to take? Yeah, for that defend roll.
Oh wow, I've cleared a
I'd like
potential
to clear a
check.
condition.
I don't need to roll.
Wise. Okay. And what did Coyote and Calamity roll on your powerful blows?
I rolled a 5, and I imagine that Calamity was doing one of his slow-mo backwood somersaults, and like the powerful blow just missed her, like in the Matrix, but it was actually in slow-mo.
Okay.
And she doesn't know what the Matrix is.
Okay.
For the audience, it was like Roxy's the original Neo.
So I'm gonna take a wild guess and say this is not a physical blow, considering it's Elena.
I mean, it's it's an explosion, basically. There's just this series of, like, popping explosions in front of all of you. I imagine the one that's next to Calamity just sends her, like, spinning backwards, but doesn't hit her, and Echo probably just, like, bitch slaps the explosion off to the left or something.
Well-
Kinetic redirect.
Yeah.
I rolled an 8.
Okay.
But if it counts as a physical blow, I can
Ooh.
use I am not my body. So, in which case it would stay an 8. Otherwise, it's a 10. So, if it counts as being a powerful physical blow, then I got
mean,
an 8.
it's affecting your body, and it's an explosion by your body, so I would count that as a physical attack, not a mental attack.
I think I'm gonna say give ground here, as I think, like, Joe throws up this cover, then the explosion, like, happens, like, point blank to his face, and he just gets, like, shot backwards immediately.
I think you throw up your hands in an X to, like, absorb the impact, and it just sends you scooting backwards. Through the air, so I'll say when it will,
Sylvie hasn't acted yet. Can I try and reach and stop his momentum so he doesn't go flying backwards completely and drift out?
well... Just say can't act yet because they do
Okay.
get an opportunity.
Yeah, I figured
So
that,
they
but
have it, but they're not gonna let him go far. So
okay. Never mind then.
I need to put the colors next so I know
Mhm.
who I'm talking about. 1, 2, and
Am I about to get gravity yo-yoed here?
Probably.
so
Have
What
fun.
happens?
the red anti-Elena moves at an incredible speed where she's just a blur of red and ends up directly behind Coyote where he's flying backwards through the air. And holds out her hands and you feel this horrendous pressure, Coyote. Go ahead and roll to take another powerful blow.
Oh god, here we go. It's physical again, or...
Probably, because she's basically using gravity to crush you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck you!
Oh no!
11.
An 11?
Yes.
Don't roll
And
the Jenna dice.
unfortunately,
Because
because...
you have. Oh no!
He is not put out for this space cowboy business.
No.
Because you got a +10, not my body.
Yep. So, with Not My Body, if I use it on a 10+, you must choose to lose control of yourself in a terrible way.
Oh,
No.
Rip.
don't love that.
Space werewolves.
Okay.
He did say Sylvie was moving to assist him too.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh no!
I think,
You've got
no.
conditions already.
Yep.
Sylvia appears next to you. You give in to the wolf.
yeah, probably at that short of distance, Valkyrie would see as, like, Joe's eyes basically roll into the back of his head and, like, I guess, like, sparks of flame and, like, thunderclouds
Yep.
start, like, swirling around him as he's just completely let go of the reins and is firing every single cylinder he's got to try to get out of this and is just going nuclear.
So, Valkyrie is within close range.
Am I rolling to take a powerful blow?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm gonna use Never Give Up, Never Surrender. So when you take a powerful blow, oh wait, no, I have to, it would be if it activates as a powerful blow. Because it's when you take a powerful blow from someone with, well, actually
She
maybe
did
not.
just lose all her powers.
Yeah, with far greater power than you, use this move instead of the basic move. Roll plus Savior on a hit. You stand strong and choose one. On a 7 to 9 mark a condition. My options are you gain an opportunity or opening against your attacker. You rally from the hit and it inspires the team. Add one team to the pool. Or you keep your attacker's attention. So... what is my savior? God, that's a 12.
In that case, it's good, because this is a thing where you want to roll high.
Yep. I will... I think Sylvie's gonna keep Joe's... well, actually, no. I will rally from the hit and add a team to the pool right now, because potentially Joe can attack our enemies if he's a loose cannon, so...
Sure.
Go loose cannon over there.
Yeah. That's what happened with when Sylvie loose cannon, so...
So, Sylvie is up with Joe. I think Rivette will turn to you, Echo, and say, give me a boost over to Joe. I'll keep him busy.
Sure thing. Also, just to make sure I'm keeping score, we're at 9 team now.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Echo will give that boost.
She's over there. Echo, Calamity, Easy Living. Any three of you are going to do following.
Oh, you
go
can go
ahead.
if you want. Okay. Is there random space debris around? Like, are we in or around an area that would have like an asteroid belt, or are we just in like empty space?
There's debris.
All right. I would like to specifically go for wield your powers, which I have and forget to use frequently. And I'd like to telekinetically take some of that and start doing a projectile barrage at probably either the purple or blue Elena's.
Okay. Roll plus freak.
All right. Okay. Okay. Math. You said freak? Yeah, that's wheeled.
Yes. Freak is wheeled.
Okay, I rolled a 5 and a 6, and apparently I'm having difficulty with addition.
11.
11 and then 14 with the plus 3.
Okay.
It's been a long day. Sorry.
That is totally okay.
It's fine.
So on 10 plus, you do.
Okay. I'd like to neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now.
Okay.
And I'd like to create something useful from the environment.
As you pull these little bits of asteroids, and space debris,
Asteroids.
asteroids. That sounds.
Yeah.
Sounds like a disease. I don't like
It's
that.
kind of close to hemorrhoids.
or like some version of steroids, space steroids.
Alternatively, it could be
It's
for your
it
hemorrhoids.
could be it could be like an asteroid made of aspirin.
Could be.
Or ass.
I don't think we
or
have enough
ass.
acid for that yet.
And you bring some of this debris and material over. We'll say you can neutralize purple for now.
Okay.
And the amount of stuff that is now floating around in space around all of you is enough to give all of you easy access to something you can use to create a momentum and or move yourself around this.
Nice.
Right.
So Echo basically just like draws in the asteroid field.
I'm making terrain.
I appreciate that.
I would as well if I wasn't currently feral.
Sometimes it's good when you're feral.
Right. Calamity, I believe you were also
Yeah.
ready to jump in.
Calamity. Well, now that she can move, she doesn't need to adjust her powers. So she's just going to which ones are not incapacitated right now? It's like the red
blue
and
and red.
Blue is untouched.
I'll go
Red
for blue.
got-
Okay.
And Calamity's going to get into lightning form because why not be space lightning?
Space lightning, go space lightning.
Everybody, let's go.
Is space lightning basically a solar flare?
At this point, yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Those kids were fast.
All the special effects.
And then she's gonna go and just like fling herself at Blue and like try to like drop kick her while she's like flipping.
Roll to directly engage with her.
All right. Hey, that's 10.
Okay.
Resist or avoid their blows, and then I would like to create an opportunity for my allies. Maybe because she's distracted because there's a lightning girl on her.
I'll say all of you as I almost called you HK as Calamity. The universes collide. That's what the symbology is.
Time and space has collapsed.
Don't steal my thunder. I had that planned for a later arc.
As Calamity makes contact with the blue Auntie-Elena, all of you feel this, like, some shift in the air. And it's just this kind of, like, feeling, that electrical current that passes through the air. It doesn't go beyond that. But there is you sense some sort of effect or change.
It's electric.
Cool. So... Elena? Cynthia? Anything? Make a move?
I just went with wield a little bit while ago, so Elena should probably take her turn.
They've all been more or less incapacitated.
Red has not really been dealt with.
Yeah.
Red's
just
not been dealt with.
maxed the
has-
shit out of me.
Blue has taken one blow. Red hasn't been touched, and purple is
Okay.
just temporarily.
I think purple is currently being pelted with asteroids.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna save my burns, but I will wield my powers because I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm a baby now. Sorry.
Legally, yes. I would like to wield my powers, and I'm going to try and knock Red far, far away from us in space.
Red and roll plus freak.
Oh, Jenna dice, no.
Oh no.
7.
7.
Yeah. I just
Choose
didn't roll very well.
one.
That's okay. I would like to neutralize red for now, at
Okay.
least.
The red kind of gets pushed backwards away from Coyote, where Coyote
Mhm.
and Rivette are engaged.
Oh, I forgot Rivette was here.
Oh, they got engaged?
They got engaged.
Oh, congratulations,
Not how we
guys.
expected the space
Nice
date to go.
engagement party for them.
Like Pirates of the Caribbean 3 mid-fight marriage.
Yes!
Yes.
Who's Cynthia's the captain? She can wed them.
Cynthia, furious.
Yes.
But I think Coyote and Rivette are kind of going toe to toe. Since Calamity did give the team an opportunity, whoever wants to kind of grab an extra move here can before
Do you
Coyote
want-
retaliates against Rivette.
Do you want Sylvie, because she does have the Tempest gun. She can try and
Ooh.
shoot the one that isn't directly stopped.
I like it.
Sylvie, go ahead and directly engage. Blue.
God only knows what this thing's gonna do.
Who the
I
fuck
have no
knows?
fucking clue, and that's the best part.
Probably know it's gonna shoot bees.
Yep.
Space bees.
Escape the
Space
bees.
bees.
And they're in an
Bees.
SP suit, and it's fucking
That
weird.
is 13 to shoot this thing that
God. Take 2.
I gotta go look. Directly engaged. I guess resist or avoid any retaliatory blows.
Art.
And I'm trying to think what. I don't really know if I can take anything from this individual right now.
Legs.
True. Who knows what the fuck this thing does?
They're emotional tentacles.
Uh,
Pluck
Can
them
I
off.
take their ability to react?
I think that would fall under create an opportunity for your allies.
Then I'll create an opportunity.
Okay. What is this gonna do?
It was a weather gun. So I think
Shoot Coyote with it while it's feral. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
I think it creates like a wind and ice storm kind of from the barrel, so it'll also add to the field. So there's shards of ice that can be used for maneuverability as
Create
well.
a comet.
Comet gun.
Just
Comet
shoot
gun.
Elena and then just
This is the beginning of Haley's
A
Comet.
comet out of this gun, and the tail breaks off, so now there are a bunch of ice shards scattering the field. And this comet
elsewhere Cynthia's
impacts
making notes.
This is Sylvie's Comet instead of Haley's Comet.
the
Yeah,
comet
this is why we
impacts
don't let Sylvie touch
Anti-Elena,
shit.
the blue Anti-Elena, and sends them kind of spinning backwards a little bit. So if Echo or Easy Living or Calamity would like to follow that up,
Yeah.
and give them another hit or go after one of the other Anti-Elenas, this is
I'd
your
like to
opportunity.
kick it like a kickball back at the feral Joe.
Okay. All right. Roll to directly engage. Similarly, with that impact of the comet, there's again that little change in the air. Nothing
Yeah.
super significant, but
Okay.
What
Please
does
don't
the
tell me
change
this is
feel
the
like?
Elena that's keeping the air here.
All right. So
It's
that
kind of
is
like
an
almost, even though you're in space, almost how you would akin to the winds changing.
8.
Okay.
And Calamity, you said you got an 8,
8. Yes.
so you can pick one.
I would like to create an opportunity for my allies. I will take.
Right? What conditions do you have, Mark?
I have no conditions right now. I got rid of them all.
Afraid feels appropriate given the situation.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So Blue Auntie Elena's hurtling back towards Joe. Something is coming at you very fast and very quick, and you're kind of feral right now. I feel like instincts would dictate attack thing.
Yep.
Moving quickly towards me. So
Mm-hmm.
we can give you that opportunity to directly engage. Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's an 8.
Okay. Pick one.
I think I'm going to go with create an opportunity here because I don't think Joe is currently thinking about self-preservation.
You have
Seems
marked?
unlikely.
Angry and insecure.
I think afraid, since that feels like the most base emotion left.
Yeah.
You created an opportunity, but you avoid. So I think
Yep.
when you make contact with Blue Auntie Elena, he puts a hand on your shoulder. Go ahead and roll to take her.
Is this physical?
No.
Can I use
Emotional.
a burn to defend?
No, because
Oh.
this is a result
It
of
hurts your feelings.
Okay.
Okay, come on, Jenna Dice. I need a low one, please.
Roll the Jenna dice for low numbers.
Yeah, roll different dice.
That's why I have cheese dice.
Yeah, that's why I have a separate set of dice for the low number.
Oh yeah.
So with my conditions, that is an 11.
How many do you have?
I've got
Too
3
many.
conditions currently, and I roll an 8.
All right.
Oh.
Oh no.
You still
I
have
know,
to take lose control of your powers.
Since this isn't a physical blow,
Oh, meow.
I am not my body doesn't apply.
Yeah.
Love her little screams.
Yes.
Do you have anything else you would like to say to the people, Blondie?
Yeah.
No.
Just like, no comment.
God.
She's just a little old lady screaming at us.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I will say, if this helps you with your decision, the effect of Blue Auntie Elena's touch on you is that basically
Oh no.
Oh no.
Evil thought has entered the chat.
Dislike.
It's like
I'm afraid.
all
You should be.
all of the magical powers, like any weather emissions that you have going right now, immediately stop, and physically you revert to Joe.
Oh shit.
Oh shit!
Blondie.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Well,
I
he
think
wanted to
that-
be human, kind of, again.
Yeah.
I forgot he couldn't change back anymore.
I'm gonna go with you must remove yourself from the situation, and I'm gonna say that as that happens, it is such a shock to Joe's system that he just fully passes out.
That's fair.
All right,
Oh,
Joe's
no,
just
Blondie.
floating in space.
Oh no.
He's just
Probably
a
just,
regular
like-
space cowboy now. He's not as
Probably
a
like
werewolf
half the mass
space
just like
cowboy.
floating inside of his poncho.
Yeah. All right. You did create an opportunity for your allies, so who would like the opportunity
you,
to act?
Blondie.
I feel like it might. I guess
Trying to lick your face.
I feel like partially
She
it is
headbutted me.
fitting if it would be Rivette that took that opportunity
Yeah.
because she is right there.
You want to give it to her?
I mean,
I think it's
I'm okay with
thematically
that.
interesting.
yeah.
Mhm.
She can't inflict any conditions because she's an enemy. But I think being right there, she does grab onto. There's a nearby asteroid. She uses that to push off that, give herself some momentum. She grabs one hand on the front of Joe's poncho, pushes him backwards, and swings her back leg around to deliver a very hard kick to the stomach of Blue Auntie Elena and sends her careening backwards and putting some space between. And then she will call it to the rest of you and say, "I got Coyote. Take care of the rest."
Okay.
Got it.
Shout if you need help.
Will do.
Okay, so what's the current state of where the Elenas are?
Blue Auntie Elena's probably close. By just being picked by Rivette because she's up top of all of you. And then probably
Yeah.
a little further off to the right and left are Purple and Red, who seem to be coming back to themselves.
This is half attack, half testing things. I'm not entirely. Hi.
Ah,
Captain's here to save the day.
I have a
Being
pen and he
attacked.
wants to eat it.
Captain is here to do the wedding.
Hi, sir.
he is the captain.
He is the
Yeah.
captain.
He's sitting on the corner of the desk licking his butt, so, you know, I don't think we want him doing the
That
wedding.
is the same thing. Same thing.
Okay. So this is half test, half attack. I'm not entirely sure if these are human-ish or if it's supposed to like some sort of hard light construct thing. So I'm gonna, for Blue Elena, I'm trying to break her arm with my mind.
Yeah, roll to directly. Ah! This actually feels like an
Sir,
unleash
please
your
get off of
powers.
my sheet.
This
Fair
feels like an
enough.
unleash your powers.
Yeah. Okay. So 10.
All right.
Directly engaged probably would have been the meaner call since I have a -2 in danger.
Well, this definitely feels like more of a test
Hello,
than
sir.
a direct
Hello.
attack.
It's not for you.
Where are you trying to break her arm?
Moving him off the desk and he keeps jumping back up. I'm gonna say just forearm.
Where are you weakest?
There is a hand up there. It must be down here.
Yes. I hold a hand out and he's like, if you're not petting me, you will be.
All right.
Let's do forearm.
You you use your mind, reach out to try and break Blue Auntie Elena's arm, and it essentially like fractures off in the middle of the forearm, and like the bottom half of the arm kind of just disappears and sparkles and lights, and not really seem to be bothering her all that much.
So for the stump, I assume there's no like blood, muscle, bone, anything.
Kind of.
Okay.
It's kind of like it'd be like you cracked the shell of something containing a void. There's just nothing in there.
Okay. Okay. That also provides an answer to the theory I was testing, so it is useful information. Hi.
I appreciate that because that means I don't have to use biokinesis on this thing and try and figure that out. So,
We will say that Purple was the first one to be paralyzed, so she's gonna wake up first. I would like all of you, except Joe. He's like, take a powerful blow.
Not using the Genedice for that.
Not using the Genedice for this.
I kind of have some.
am I allowed to reuse the move that I did previously?
Thank God, for the cheese dice.
Because I
What do
don't
add?
want,
Plus
like,
one.
if you don't want me spamming this, I don't want to spam it.
5. 5 is correct.
Remind me what you used.
I used. Sorry, I'm scrolling down to find it right now. Never give it up, never surrender. And unlike for Crow, mine doesn't specify. Well, so does I guess the foe does have to be like greater power than me, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would rank them as having greater power than you based on their sheer abilities and what they are attempting to do, which is expand the gravity inside of you.
okay. And I'm going to do never give up, never surrender again. 11.
Okay.
So I get to choose one.
Bargain.
Do I want to give? I'll take an opportunity or opening against this one.
Did anyone fail their, or I guess technically succeed? Anyone
I
roll?
got a 5. I succeeded.
7, so failure technically on.
I got a
Success.
7 as well.
Both of you?
Success that is bad, rather.
Yes, success. That's bad. Both of you choose one from this time list.
I'm going to give ground.
I think I'm probably also giving ground.
Right. Okay. So I will say that Echo and Calamity you are overwhelmed by this feeling of gravity expanding inside of you and trying to rip your atoms
No.
apart.
Not the ideal.
Valkyrie, you got an
This is what it feels like.
Valkyrie, you got an opportunity.
Apparently.
So you get to choose between Echo and Calamity and who is not going to get a follow-up attack from Purple.
Unfortunately, Echo is the current one who is in charge of my ability to move around this battlefield right now, so...
That's okay. Roxy's tough.
Okay.
So,
Calamity's a tough son of a bitch.
All right.
Dog. I don't know.
So, again, moving in a blur of purple light, purple Anti-Elena appears in front of Calamity. And her fists light up orange, and she's gonna give you a good one, too. So please roll to take...
Sure. Ooh. That is a 7 again.
Okay.
I'm gonna give ground again.
All right.
Just keep hitting me. Keep hitting me.
I will. I mean, yeah, she will keep pushing the advantage. Roll to take another powerful blow.
God.
6 this time. I did it.
All right. You back up and get a footing on one of the asteroids. And you can, like, finally right yourself and block some of those punches. Good job.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Like a combo in a fighter game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pretty much. I'll say Red is beginning to move back towards all of you, but you have a moment to act here. What are you going?
you want me to comment gun one of them again?
Sure.
Who are we focusing fire on?
So Red's approaching. Purple was the one that just yeeted Calamity.
Yep.
Yes.
Purple's engaged with Calamity.
Where's-
Blue is
We're engaged?
Semi-armless.
Just met.
Yeah.
semi-armless, also regaining herself after being shoved backwards by.
Okay.
Also has the potential to stop magic, which doesn't affect most of you guys. Will be interesting to see how it interacts with Sylvie.
Fair. We don't actually know if they have different abilities yet, but it
Yeah.
wouldn't be shocking.
They're different colors.
Just based off of
Clearly.
what we've observed so far.
I mean,
It
I
knocked Joe out of form,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's
Some
fair.
Go
That's
out of
fair.
form.
Comet gun seems like a good approach.
arguably the other thing is if it touches Sylvie, we could stop the curse. But who knows? That's not
Or
a
it could
risk.
kill her. So
Or it could kill her.
Yeah. So I
Let's
will
maybe not take
comment.
that risk.
I'm gonna say I'm guessing Sylvie thinks that one's probably the greatest risk to her right now because she doesn't it just took out magic. So she's gonna probably comic gun that one, if I'm being honest.
Which one? Blue or purple? Sorry.
Blue.
Red
Plus it's
and-
lost an arm, so it might be a little weaker right now.
still have 3 burns.
Oh yeah, I still have burns, but that's a 13 again. So
Right. Pick two.
I want to
oh sorry. Avoid the blows and
let my dogs in. I guess they're staring at me. through
create
the-
an opportunity for people.
All right. I think this is a fitting. So, I play a little fast on this. You, once again, release a comet from this gun. Shoot it towards Blue. And as it makes contact, I think the ice from this comet spreads over the outer shell of Blue, hardening her before impact cracks and shatters her. You see lots of little blue crystalline ice pieces floating off into space. And as that happens, Elena's not here, but you'd probably notice. But all of you would feel a much stronger shift in the air. And if you look over to where the two universes are tethered together, the tether has lost a little bit of its vibrancy, wavering slightly. The shock from that shift in the air and the explosion of the comet gun destroying
okay.
Blue and Telina shakes Joe from his but sleepiness, his brief coma, and you are
Metabolic reset.
yeah, you're awake. You're maybe a little groggy, but you're back in it. You're still human, still in your human form.
Blondie, leave him alone.
Oh.
And just in time, because I would like all of you roll to take a powerful blow as
Not again.
a extending from, maybe not directly from the universe tied together, but extending from the distance are out of nowhere come these large solar flares that wash over the battlefield.
Yes. Okay.
I got a 7 this time.
No, that's not for you.
6 again.
1 second.
It. Son of a
I-
gun! I used
like,
the
I'm gonna-
dice.
Go to put the dice in the tower, and he's like, smack your hand.
They're his.
There is
Well,
dice. Wants to
I
eat
Go,
them.
and go
mean-
drink water.
Ugh.
Get
Christ.
Charlie, are you
fucking
still okay with
rabbit
me
out of your
using
mouth.
the move, or do you want me to swap to?
No, I don't want kisses from you,
It
buddy. You
specifies
just
a
killed
foe,
rabbit.
right?
Go away.
Yeah, foe. So
This-
this would be a powerful blow.
This is environmental, not directly as a result of one of your foes, so I think powerful blow makes
Okay.
sense here.
Sounds good. That is.
Come here and lay down. I know, you're a vicious killer. Yeah.
Really?
So
He
that's
is.
an
He killed a
11,
rabbit in the yard.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Damn.
I went out there and I went to go get him because he didn't come in when I opened the door, and he just has a rabbit in his mouth. I'm like, cool, drop it, let's
Oh.
go.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
I
that's,
do think.
And what did
What an
Joe get?
exciting night.
Oh, sorry.
Did Joe get knocked the fuck out again?
Oh my
I
god.
got an 11.
And what did Cynthia get?
7. So.
Okay.
7.
All right. So Elena, Cynthia, Joe, Valkyrie. Pick things from those lists.
I feel like Valkyrie probably, unfortunately, it's probably defensively reaches for her power and loses control somehow.
I will give ground.
Probably also given ground.
Okay.
Not expecting solar flares, but probably should have.
Nice. And
The final
Joe?
frontier.
I think Calamity was still hiding behind the asteroid or using it as like a helmet.
that makes sense.
A giantest helmet.
I may, quote unquote, live to regret this.
Oh
But
boy.
I'm going to choose 2 options from 7 to 9. And I am going to struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
Are those your last 2 conditions?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh god.
And I think I'm going to give ground.
All right. Valkyrie.
Yep.
You have marked?
I have 3 marked: angry, hopeless, and guilty.
I'm gonna in losing control of your powers in a terrible way, I'm going to reverse the direction of that. So go ahead and pick another condition to mark as you reach for your Fey powers, and black mark on the scar, essentially the scars, the diseased mark spreads rapidly across your torso.
I'm gonna say, what are my 2 options still? I think she's afraid as this rapidly changes.
And Joe, Cynthia, and Elena all gave ground, so we'll say purple sends another like wave of explosions across the 3 of you to take a powerful blow.
7.
Okay, another 7.
You held dice up and I couldn't see what were on.
No, I have found a cup of tiny D6s, and I am currently going through them to find a pair that are rolling low. So
Fair.
you two better not fuck this up for me.
Sorry, Charlie, what did you say? If you said something, I may have just hallucinated.
You rolled a 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
Oh no.
6.
Woo! All right. Dana?
I had a 1. Ooh, 4.
Okay.
Nice.
Cynthia.
Given ground, we're getting pushed farther and farther out of this fight. So we have to do something about that eventually.
All right. We will say that purple presses their advantage with you. But I'll follow up on. I'll have you roll to take a powerful blow again in a minute. I want to give everyone else a chance to act here. Since Red is battlefield.
Right.
And the rest of you haven't been able to make a move for a little bit. Valkyrie's
the
probably
music.
not looking too good.
Yeah, Valkyrie is not feeling great. Mm. I mean, I'm honestly ready to shoot another one with the comic gun. I just, whichever one.
Red probably. Blue's gone.
Yeah.
Can I boost it?
The comic gun?
Yeah.
Might be
With
worth
the
waiting
burn.
to see what the roll is.
Yeah, I guess I'll see what the roll is.
It's an 8 right now.
I can bet
mean-
9's not going to do any different.
If you get help from 2 people.
Yeah.
Coyote and Calamity are also available.
Sure. Are you boosting?
I'm boosting the asteroid, so when it shoots out, I'll lower the gravity so it flies faster.
Oh,
and
I'll
then
shoot some lightning at it to help
Make
it,
it-
Okay.
right?
Zap it up.
Like get it all charged up.
Charge it
with
up.
electricity and
Fine.
fuck
could
some
go
shit
wrong.
up.
Super chilled superconductor.
All right. So spending 2 team, that brings your team down
Huh?
to
Wouldn't it just be 1 because boost?
was about to
you
say, I
burn?
think-
I'm
Boost
spending a
for-
burn for boost.
8 team. And you can roll that 8 to a 10. Directly engage. Are you attacking Red?
Yeah, Red's the one in front of me right now.
Okay.
We're gonna resist or avoid and create an opportunity.
Blondie.
So I'll say, well, actually, since Calamity and Easy Living are helping with this effort, Coyote,
Yeah.
you like a chance to act against Red?
In a way. You said Elena was about to take another powerful blow, right?
Echo,
Sorry. Yes.
because
Echo,
she
that's what I
gave
meant.
ground.
I was planning to roll to defend with that. Can I do that by yeeting red into the path of purple with some cleverly positioned aerokinesis?
Yes. Yeet.
Well,
Vicious little killer.
Yes.
you
Is
can,
that boom?
Scourge
you
of all
can,
bunny
you can
rabbits,
eat
yeah.
Red into purple, but if try and for your powers, not able to use them.
Oh no, Boone.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What?
Lua, did your powers up into that rabbit?
Yeah, just snapped it right out of existence.
Well, you were
But you're
in.
still an ex-football player.
You're. Oh my
That's
god. That's not ideal.
Ten hut.
You have a
Um,
lift, bro?
Oh wait, I have the chainsword. You could whip them around, but you need to take it.
and the lightning sword.
Well, yeah, that's
I
what I
got
meant.
something better. I
Oh,
got
yeah.
a poncho. I
We
think
charge up the poncho.
I think thinking as fast as he can, Joe will like rip off the poncho and try to like scoop red into it and just like
What?
try to like hammer toss.
All right.
That's
Okay.
a 0G, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just momentum.
yeah.
Essentially, yeah. Okay. Go ahead and roll to defend.
Okay, here we go. Oh, oh yeah, that's a 10.
All right. So, you get to choose one.
I think I'm gonna clear a condition, so I'm not just
Yeah.
immediately out of the game in a second.
Yeah. All right. As
Can I go as well, or?
hang on, I'm gonna narratively
yeah.
resolve this first.
Yeah, that's fine.
So as Purple is trying to come in for another attack against you, Echo, hurtling out of nowhere, wrapped in a poncho, is Red Anti-Elena that collides with Purple and sends them kind of careening off course a little bit.
And you look
Second
over just in time to
Cynthia's
see Joe in nothing but pants. He didn't bother with a shirt this entire time he was wearing this poncho, as he just takes the cowboy hat and just
Oh my god.
Are we-
puts it back on and gives a
Are
tip.
we
This may as
space
well happen.
Chippendales now?
What
This
is
is
work?
Space Thunder from Down Under, isn't it? I know it. Yeah.
It's just like
Since
that
he is
Christmas
just-
movie.
Since he was recently de-werewolfed, does Joe have chest hair, or is it just like it's waxed?
No, he is fuzzy, and also his hair is noticeably longer than it was the last time he was in human
Well,
form.
Well, it's been
He
what,
hasn't had a
months?
haircut in months.
Yeah.
Fair. So his chest hair is also longer. Floating in the
Yep.
void.
For what it's worth, he also doesn't have shoes, because, like, he didn't need them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, while Red and Purple attempt to detangle themselves, Valkyrie, Calamity, and East Living act. I know, Calamity, you just said you want.
I'd like to go first if that's okay with you two.
Go for
'cause
it.
I have a combo move that I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
So I would like to use Mind of Their Own. I don't know if you're gonna let me do this, but in combo with a burn for Moat to create, instead of a shield, a black hole where the two of them are. I have to take condition to do it, but
So you take a condition to use Mind of Your Own,
mhm.
and then you want to
So
spend a
I have
burn
the
to use
moat.
Moat. I'm
Yeah.
reading.
But instead of moat, it would be, instead of a shield, so like a barrier, it would be a black hole. The opposite of a barrier. Well, not opposite of a barrier, but I suppose it could be a barrier of sorts.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
How many burn do you get? What, 2?
I get 3, so I'll be down to 2. So yeah, I just get the flat 3. I don't like get to recharge. I just get 3 every day or something. I don't know how it works, but it's been days since she used it, so she's got 3. So yeah, so she's just gonna create a black hole, which will give hopefully her teammates the opportunity to just yeet them in. Look, I'm doing space stuff.
So, near where the anti-Elenas are tumbling, a black hole appears and sucks in Purple and Red, who are still kind of tangled together and wrapped in this poncho.
The poncho saved the day.
What? What are the rest of you going to do?
The blue's gone. These two are hurtling towards the black hole, or not quite?
Probably at this point getting sucked into the black hole.
Are we feeling any of the changes that we've sensed previously? Like the changes in the air that we associate with the tether right now?
There was one when Red took another comet gun to the stomach, but you're not sensing any shift as they're getting pulled into this black hole.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna try and comic gun them again because honestly, that's what's working.
Right
Yeah,
into the
sure.
black hole.
Mhm.
Would you like to go for red or purple?
Red's the one that's taken more damage from us, correct?
Lightly, yeah.
I feel like I'm probably gonna go for red just because it's concentrate fire kind of
Okay.
situation.
Go ahead and roll.
Oh no, that would be a 7.
Good to pick one.
Oh, I do get one. Honestly, I think. Sylvie cares more about creating an opportunity for her allies right now.
Okay. We'll say not directly from them, but I think there is a stray asteroid that comes and knocks into you
Mhm.
while you're not paying attention. So, what condition have marked?
Angry, hopeless, guilty, afraid. So the only one that's left is
Insecure.
insecure.
That's Calamity and Valkyrie, Coyote, East Living, Echo.
Can I use that opportunity to knock the other one into the black hole?
Well, they're both getting sucked in.
Oh, well, to expedite their trip.
Or
Pile on the gravitational force.
blow them up. Yeah.
Does gravity even really affect them though?
Mhm.
We haven't
'Cause
really
we didn't
tried.
sense any kind of
Permanently?
changes from the black holes. Anyways,
But they're not gone yet.
They're just being restrained.
Yeah. I'll wield my powers and try and knock Red closer into the hole, like golf.
Okay. Space golf.
Space golf.
Space
Par.
mini golf.
Plus 3,
30.
5, 6, 7,
4.
10.
Woo!
I will neutralize them into that black hole.
Okay, so red is neutral now.
I got 2. With some of the asteroids, can I make like a little gate to stop us from accidentally getting sucked into that thing?
Sure.
A barrier, not a gate. I don't know. The gate's open. What do you want, Blondie?
Yeah.
Do you want back up here?
Okay.
Yeah.
Echo?
Oh my goodness.
I would like to go for wield your powers to snap up some more limbs. Probably on purple, since I believe purple's the one that's been unaffected by most of this.
Wreck.
Yeah, red just got rocked.
Go ahead and roll plus break.
No, Blondie.
The sad thing is, you guys are all probably taking away the comic gun after this happens. After this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely not,
I
actually.
mean,
That's pretty
You
fucking
don't know
cool.
if it'll still be a comic gun when you get back to Halcyon.
Oh,
That is true.
hentai gun.
It can
Anyways.
dispense mayonnaise for all we know.
Oh shit. Comic gun time.
They tentacles come out of it.
God.
Take a
This is how
shot.
South was born.
For the plus 3 and free, that's a 13.
Okay, choose 2.
I'd like to neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now, and probably take hold of something valuable by breaking off a limb. Take a limb.
Break a leg.
Okay.
Leave a leg, take a leg.
I'm okay. So you use your mind, your powers
Yeah.
to break off.
I'm not getting close to this.
You use your mind to break off one of Purple's arms from like the bicep. At the same just comes over to you and you have like a mannequin hand.
Why are you hitting yourself? Now use it as a projectile at her.
Joe, who
You're
did not see
throwing
blue
hands.
disintegrate, probably just like follows that and is just like,
If this thing is not disintegrating, Echo's just gonna kind of shrug and keep it near her. If it survives the end of the fight and isn't a danger, we will study it.
It's a specimen.
All right. So purple and red are in the tilt whirl of doom.
The tilt-a-whirl of doom.
They're kind of at your mercy right now. So what would all of you like to do?
Roxy'd like to go to the top of the barrier that's keeping us in and just like grab our asteroid and just hurl it at them.
Okay. All right. Roll to directly engage.
I'm actually gonna use. Oh, I don't know. I guess I need to. Can I use the overwhelm your foe? Move with this? I don't know.
You can.
I think it's up to you, Charlie.
I mean, you can. They're both overwhelmed and vulnerable. Well, they're kind of both vulnerable right now because they're stuck. The tilt whirl of doom.
Blondie.
They sure are.
So they can't really move and they can't really retaliate.
Go in your bed.
So yeah, you
Go in
still
your
have
bed.
to.
This is the coolest tilt-a-whirl I've
Tilt-a-whirl of
ever
doom.
created. Yeah. Let's just add some other shit to the tilt-a-whirl. And she and a foe. And that is an 11.
Okay, so choose one.
Okay. Because they are
wait,
vulnerable.
for directly engage?
No, this is
No,
overwhelm.
overwhelm of
Oh.
vulnerable foe. So, on a hit, the fight's over.
Yeah, but
They're
you also
done.
choose one.
Choose. Oh, I choose one. Oh, I hurt them more than I intended.
Okay. For extra super duper fun, help them in the middle of the tilt whirl of doom, and I think their powers go haywire, which interacts with the gravity field of the tilt whirl, before it explodes outwards. And as one last little gift to all of you for saving the universe, please everyone roll to take a powerful blow.
But jeez, dice,
What?
don't fail me now.
I rolled 7s on every single one of these.
Oh, it's fine. It's a
Oh
7.
fuck! I have to add like 5 to this.
I
Damn
got
it.
a 4.
Oh wait, no, that's 6. I can't do math.
Ace can't do
I got
math.
4.
I got 9.
7.
I will carry the rest of you back to Earth.
That 4 was
Roxy's driving
upsetting.
this ship. Everybody fucking watch out.
I got a 4. It's or not a 4.
She's a good
6
driver, it's fine.
May I make a request here, Charlie?
Sure.
Can Joe, seeing that this black hole is exploding, basically dive to throw himself in front of Rivette?
Self-sacrificing.
He has such a
Sure.
white knight syndrome. I love it.
Can.
So dramatic.
Okay.
Anyway, for powerful blow, that's in 8.
Okay. So that's Joe got an 8, Echo got a 7. What did Calamity get?
4.
4. Okay, and Valkyrie got.
I got a 9, and I don't know what really feels appropriate
All of you get to
for.
choose.
I'm tired of giving ground, so I'll just mark 2 conditions because I have none right now.
I mean, I'll give ground for this, feel like. I don't know what that necessarily means, but...
Did you roll powerful blow, easy living?
You got a 5.
I got a
6.
6. I thought
Okay.
it was a 7, but it turns out I
She
just can't do
is-
math.
Immune to gravity, arguably.
Yeah,
I'm
usually.
gonna choose to take 2 conditions.
Okay.
Charlie, I leave it up to you because that puts me at 6 conditions. So, what exactly the result is here?
Take more conditions
Joe
than you
goes
have. I think
careening into the black hole.
pass out.
Yeah.
Well, under normal conditions, I would pass out, but also this is the final fight.
I've got.
Joe
I
dies.
still have
something.
burn. Can I grab?
If he's about to die, I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
I was about to say, there's enough of us with stuff locked and loaded, I don't think.
Death can't have you.
Gonna
Yeah.
be me.
Yeah.
We're not done with you yet, Joe Hataffley.
You
You have
thought
to
you
go
could
fucking
escape us?
propose to this woman, like, once you're back on Earth.
If you
So
don't
we're
get
not gonna let
married
you-
to this
yeah.
girl, I swear to God.
Shotgun you.
We need to be cool aunts to your werepuppies.
Also, like, we gotta have like a
Oh god, don't say that to Joe.
The first gayest
We kill
polycule
him.
wedding
Bunch of
in
wine ants. Oh no.
Halcyon history.
Alright. Joe, you throw yourself in front of Henry as this supernova like blast you from behind. Everything goes black. And you feel a sensation of floating again. Find yourself in darkness, and then there's a little prick of light. Before kind of walking on a surface you can't see out of nothing is the Navajo man. Got a many weeks. He stops in front of you. Guards you.
Joe's just kind of hanging there for a second, and then he says, "Huh. I didn't make it, did I?"
You have a choice. There's a way out at a cost. You can go back to them, and he'll gesture to the right, and image bubble kind of appear of you floating in space, Henry holding your body, the rest of the huddled around. You can go back to them. By relinquishing your abilities. Or, and he closes his fist and gone.
are you? You are who I think you are, aren't you?
Eyes flash like coyote eyes.
Holy shit. I didn't need powers to be a hero today. Send me back.
Nods. There are many definitions. Many who are regarded as powers to begin. Feel drowsy. That's in. What would the rest of you be doing? Surrounding. Saying anything? Would you just be watching?
I think Sylvie immediately drops into her biokinesis to try and see if she can give anything to Joe to keep him, or to at least patch him up till we can get him to a healer. And I think she'd say, if I can't die, you can't.
Do you say anything?
Go ahead.
Since it looks like we're probably at the end of this campaign. Moment of truth too, Electric Boogaloo, because that's the advancement I took last time.
Okay.
We need a healer. Echo is going to re-manifest healing simultaneously with the power she currently has.
Oh shit.
Okay.
I had that one planned.
Very nice.
Never got to use it.
Very nice.
And working on instinct because she doesn't normally use healing, but it is the power she was born with. We're gonna bring him back. He's not dying today.
Calamity.
Calamity will
Prepare to assist Echo.
yeah, if she needs to like,
Scalpel.
shock his heart back, I don't
What,
know.
buddy?
Administer space CPR on
No,
a
Boone.
space werewolf cowboy. Whatever Echo needs. Calamity is helping. She's also sobbing. Like, you can't leave me. Maybe she is trying to give him CPR. I don't know.
Or just
Got
like
him, like,
pounding on
oh.
his chest, like, you motherfucker, you better
Yeah.
Not allowed.
You're not allowed to fucking
I'm
die.
working here.
My mother will be so fucking pissed.
I love you, but you're not helping.
I'm
I
trying
guess
to
my
help.
assisting will be keeping Calamity away.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah, Henry is also crying. And I think Joe, as you slowly start swimming back to consciousness, hear a barrage of voices around you. It's tough to make out the words, and there's a pounding on your chest, and then cutting clearly through it all is Henry's voice saying, Joe Hatatley, wake the fuck up!
You're not allowed to die.
Oh.
Is your chest sore? Sorry.
Bones snap back together as they begin to heal.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
I think
Sorry,
Sylvie
I
tries
don't know
to.
enough to not know how to make that not hurt.
I feel like Sylvie tries to smooth
You
out
heal, you
some
don't
of it
remove
as she
pain.
can. Granted, her power is pretty
Like,
low right
there's,
now,
there's just sharp stabbing pain from the bones coming together, and then that cold liquid of morphine from Sylvie, and it's just back and forth and back and forth.
It's
We're
fine.
not
Kill me
helping,
again?
but
It's fine.
He's gonna throw up.
I think as best he can, Joe tries to, like, right himself and look around and says, "Is everybody okay?"
Yeah.
You're the only one who got
Alive?
knocked out. You need to work on that hero complex.
Yeah,
just
we
a
really
little
gotta.
bit, yeah.
I'm
little
gonna
bit.
make you go to double sessions with Grandpa Les.
Double sessions.
Oh,
Double
God.
sessions until you stop trying to sacrifice yourself. It's ridiculous.
I think
Thank-
Sylvie smiles at him and says, "We're glad you're back. And I need someone else to be a monster on this team with me."
You're not a monster. Neither are you monsters. Stop with the monster stuff.
It's like metaphorical monster, you know? Like she
Well,
turned
what-
into animal, he is animal.
Yeah, well, I'm a fucking science experiment, so.
Exactly.
I think it was more commentary on morality, and no, you're fucking not.
As this
See?
conversation is happening, Joe is just looking at Henry. He floats over and hugs her.
Oh, she was like holding on to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
You don't have to
Yep.
float
Already hugging him.
anywhere.
Yeah.
hugging tighter.
Yeah, she's just being sobs against your shoulder. Stop being so stupid.
Joe pulls slightly out of the hug, lifts up a hand, and he tries to change. Is it oddly quiet and lacking of scent?
Well, we're in space, so there's no one can hear you scream.
Probably that you're picking BO from all of the exertion fighting in space.
It's his own BO. He smells like it. He just had a football game in space. I
I think with that, Joe starts to cry a little bit. It's gone.
What's gone? Not one of your organs, right? I can't fix that right now.
Just find him a
I
new
can
one.
either.
If it's a kidney, we're okay.
You just find him a new one.
Yeah.
At the Space Organ Depot.
We don't know
no.
what's in space.
No smell, no hearing, no changing, no magic.
Oh my god, we finally get privacy now.
That was also my first thought, but I wasn't going to say it.
Inside thoughts.
That
an
is an
inside
inside thought.
Oh, my
Inside-
bad. I'm sorry. I'm really happy you're alive. I'm also really happy now you can't spy on us all the time. That was annoying.
I kind of thought you'd sound more relieved. Given
Yeah. You haven't really
what
wanted
we've
to
gone
be.
through and
The last
your
couple of months,
feelings about your
years,
powers.
times.
Yeah.
Dude.
You've always kind of felt like they were a curse, haven't you?
Couldn't you just have like Tony bite you?
I don't think that's how it works anymore.
Isn't that
I think
you
the
have?
curse is not functioning anymore.
Yeah.
I think it stopped being necessarily a curse for him as well.
Captain is.
You
a
had been
big
learning how to.
menace.
I keep moving him off the desk, and he will not stay off the desk.
He's a menace.
He is a menace.
I
love
got
him,
Blondie
though.
to chill in the void finally.
He is a menace, but unfortunately, he is also baby.
Yeah.
He is baby too.
Baby menace.
You'd made a lot of progress on controlling them at the same time.
What?
Don't.
Oh Lord, why are we barking in the house? Okay, we're going outside, I guess.
The night of pet menaces.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't really know how I feel. Kinda just happy we're all alive, though.
You're allowed to
Scared
feel
me for a
multiple
second there.
emotions. Yeah. Don't go doing dumb shit like that. I know it's hypocritical coming from me, but don't.
You also
Let's,
have a hero, a Mata complex, and you should probably also go see Grandpa Les about that.
Let's maybe save the self-sacrifice for when it's truly needed.
I can.
Your vet didn't take many hits in that fight.
Yeah, plus, you can tend to like metal. Well, you should touch some space rocks and see if there's some space metal you could tend into. That's pretty cool, actually. All
If your
right.
powers are gone, she's probably going to be the one defending you.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable! You're gonna be the damsel. I love this.
Turnabout.
As much fun as this conversation is, I think Joe just sort of looks down at, like, the infinite blackness below. Can we
We
make
live
that-
here now.
Yeah, Earth blew up while you were unconscious. I just
Jesus!
sorry about that.
Cynthia just face palms.
Okay, I'm
Don't.
joking, but I think it maybe was a little too soon. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could probably go home. I think
We'll figure it
Can
out.
I call for Freya and have her just go bug Spuds to try and summon a space?
You have the
Well-
device.
Oh, do we
Oh,
still
we
have
still
the
have the
device?
device.
Okay.
coordinates and we'll be
Very
good.
handheld thing.
I wasn't sure if it was attached to the ship or not.
No,
There's
no, it
just
was
the
a
one
small
button.
like handheld thing.
Oh.
Cynthia will grab it from wherever it's been floating.
Before we go
Miraculously
back,
unlucky.
do we have any of the particulates of our mysterious, like our fractured?
I've got an arm.
Oh no, you don't actually.
Did it disappear? That's fair. I'd
This is
rather
all
have it
space
not be a
simulation.
problem than be
Shit
a
that they
ongoing
were.
risk.
Yeah.
Probably for the best. They're
You guys
now
remember when all
gone.
we had to do was fight the werewolf call?
Yeah.
This was cool.
Yeah.
Do we? And
Things were
just to
easier.
confirm, the tether is gone.
Look over your shoulder dramatically and see the two universes that are no longer connected by a yellow tether and are floating back towards their respective locations.
We should go home.
Should go home. Well, nobody died.
Well,
Technically,
for more than like a couple minutes.
who among us
A
has
minute.
not died for like a couple minutes here? So you know.
This is true.
Do I need to supervise you more constantly?
Oh,
You're all
I mean,
gonna
in
end
my
up with brain
defense, I
damage.
died before I met you all. So
before we
See?
were even thoughts.
Let's just go.
Okay. Yeah. I'll make us some linguine when we get home. Maybe some shrimp.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, push the button part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Push the button.
Before pushing the button, Joe, you and then there's that again that twisting, popping sense appear on the Viking ship. Congratulations.
Nobody was even there to see it. Typical.
Well,
Alright,
we
that's
keep
just matter.
the magic button and lock it away along
We're
with
putting
the
this in
comic
gold.
gun.
Yeah. Echo confiscates the comic gun. Good shooting. Please stop.
I don't have shoes or a
We
shirt.
Find your
You are-
clothes on the in the.
That's okay. Well,
Halcyon.
That's fine.
We are
we
in
can go
space.
to the
We're
Mexican
fine.
restaurant. We own it, so there's no like rules about shoes and shirts and services.
We can call Bertram.
Henry could carry it.
Oh yeah, Bertram can drop you off some clothes from the side house at the estate, the pool house.
Yeah.
So whatever house it's called.
Would the clothes you currently have even fit you right now? Given the
And I feel like as he looks down, Joe's pants just whoop. Because they are about 3
Whoa.
sizes too big for him.
Are you wearing underwear?
Yes.
Underwear were too big for him
underwear
too.
after
fit?
when it's just you and Henry.
I was kidding about Thunder from Down Under.
What Cynthia will do is, because she has a tool belt full of all sorts of things, one of those things is safety pins. Pull them back up, pulls out a safety
Safety pin
pin.
them
We're
to
gonna
its
fix
skin.
this. No. Something heavy duty enough that you can narrow the waist enough that they won't fall back down. Temporary fix. We need to get you actual clothing, but this should at least preserve your modesty.
I can't grow you plant clothes anymore, so
That's alright. I guess I guess Rivette will just have to carry me back to base.
If you
Just
don't
with a
want to, I
little-
can float him.
He says with a little bit of a smirk.
I think
Alright.
floating him would be a good way to atone for the self-sacrifice route he attempted.
That's fair.
You,
Mhm.
your feet are not on the ground. You are floating.
Fine, I'll head back to your base. Comfort carbs, get some clothes that fit Joe.
Mhm.
Get cleaned up in general.
Mhm.
Shut the cover. Our final issue. Are there any epilogue moments?
It did clear a potential track, technically. So Elena's actually going to retire after this.
Well, fuck.
Okay. That's sweet.
Cause this was this was a lot.
We need to spend a month on a beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After this, so I imagine like
beach wedding.
it's framed to them all at the beach. And yeah, there's a wedding. I don't know if it's Joe and Henry or the 4 girls are just getting married.
Considering everything, it's
Um,
probably a little soon for a Joe and Henry wedding.
The girls are getting
I
married.
think it's a
That's-
little too soon for a wedding still for Cynthia. She wants
Oh,
to
well,
get over the world almost ending first.
That's fine.
Beach picnic.
Just a commitment ceremony, not an actual
A beach
wedding.
month would be good.
Yeah.
For epilogue moments for Cynthia, though, I will say, if Elena is retiring, then Cynthia does not have a currently fill potential track, but sometime in the future, she's probably gunning for that Nova spot.
Fair.
Because when I said manifesting multiple powers at once, I meant it.
Nice.
Doing some Dark Phoenix shit over here. At some point, she probably renames herself, since Echo was kind of born out of her own insecurities about a little bit of being Hecate's shadow, while also feeling that she's maybe a little too comfortable there. And it was that as much as it was the power copying. So because I always go with Greek things, and Echo is technically also a Greek reference, that was part of it. She renames herself to Electo. She's still got some anger issues to work through.
That's
I
fair.
fucking am here for it.
I will say that after everything goes down, I think Sylvie will be a little old-fashioned and go up to all of your respective parental figures and ask if she can court her girlfriends.
Do not ask my biological parent.
No.
I was gonna ask
fuck no.
Hecate, don't be
Hecate,
ridiculous.
Supermom.
No, there's just one panel of former mayor representative dad in a jail cell.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yes.
Orange jumpsuit, handcuffs.
Yeah. Glitter mice taunting him in his jail cell.
Yes.
He'll
they
never get the
still are
glitter
there.
out.
Yes.
He's always
There
got
is-
glitter on his
The other inmates are
His
like,
prison.
where is this glitter coming from?
They stop
And he-
asking.
And he's like, the mice in the wall.
I
There's
think
a single letter mailed to him from no return address that when he opens it is just a smiley face.
yes.
We terrorize him for the
And
rest
a
of the
little
days.
glitter kiss mark in the corner because it's from Sylvie as well.
Although the Furies were known to drive their targets mad, so there you
There's
go.
still time.
if Sylvie rebrands herself, she might follow Echo and pick one of the Furies. I don't know.
Mad her up.
But
That's cute.
yeah.
Yeah, let's just be the Furies now.
Though she probably
With our
does,
rich wife who
Yeah.
has an
she does
estate for us.
probably become a little more of a tech-based hero because she doesn't want to shorten that lifespan.
Hey, if you want to, Cynthia will actually invite you into the lab and not just in your little quarantine corner, since you can't fuck with her shit in the same way anymore, just by touching it accidentally.
Though there might be controlled experiments on touching
Oh,
it
yeah.
and seeing what
Sure.
happens.
She's all for that. If
Because
they're
I mean,
controlled.
Comet Gun.
I mean,
Oh my gun.
Cynthia's up for a weird experiment, but she would like the instruments used to test those experiments to still have accurate readings, please.
Yes.
If you want to do some joint lab ventures, Cynthia will
Yeah.
absolutely do tech stuff with you.
Plus, I feel like an Overwatch role where non-lethal sniping might be involved. It fits with the new.
I'll absolutely help you build a non-lethal sniper gun.
Yes.
Sniper rifle. Not sure what it's gonna
It's-
do. Might just have
It
trank
shoots
darts.
glitter.
Oh my god.
Glitter
That's
round
harassment
bomb.
mode.
Specific glitter rounds.
Weird grenades and weird bullets for the sniper rifle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think initially Joe maybe tries to stay in the hero scene, maybe picks up the watchdog identity again, and rebrands as more like a regular human brawler. But it takes him a long time to maybe accept the fact that his abilities aren't coming back. Probably spends a lot of time with Spuds and Texarkana trying to figure out if there's any way to bring them back. Because weirdly, he finds himself missing them.
Oh.
Calamity, she's gonna continue to hero with Echo and Valkyrie, but in addition, she is with Uncle Polly starting a construction business,
Ooh.
and she's in charge of demolition.
Okay. All right.
I'm shocked.
I will say eventually
Love it.
Tony comes back from a long road trip across America. When he comes back, I think Roxy tell that he's just there's definitely a weight off his shoulders.
I'm glad you had a nice vacation. We saved the world like 4 times while you were gone.
Did he bring a girlfriend back?
At least 4. It might have been more. I don't know. I lost count. Ask Echo. She probably
Gonna
has it on the
steal
board.
another girlfriend from Tony.
Oh my god.
I don't know if he can
Please,
recover.
No.
Brings a boyfriend back.
Oh! It's an exploring.
Yes.
He's been confined to a little box for many years. Since like his mid-teen years.
Yeah.
Joe's probably surprised at first, and then he thinks about it for like 15 minutes, and he's like, "No, this makes sense."
It does.
Mm.
Falling, like going after the hyper femme woman in the group. Yeah, this makes sense.
Well, you know,
I
like
mean, also
to be
pheromones.
fair, Sylvie had pheromones. That was the only girl I ever saw him like. So
On the Joe-related NPCs front, eventually Cynthia's going to track down Senior Supersonic and make him get a real super costume.
Valid.
I love
And a
it.
better
My God, are you
name.
gonna take
And a
Senior
better
Supersonic
name.
under your wing? Are you?
Yeah,
Is
no,
he
she-
gonna become
this
your
guy-
protege?
Do you take
This
a
guy-
protege?
We're like probably similar ages, so I don't think that works. But she is gonna do she's gonna training montage his ass until he's not gonna get killed in the field.
God.
We
I love
Yours
we
now.
aged at least like 20 years in like 3 days there. So
Yeah.
Do we group bully him into being a more responsible superhero? Yes.
Probably.
With great power.
It comes great bullying people into
Coming
making
from,
good
like, a fucking
choices.
22-year-old.
I do like to think eventually Joe does make peace with Andy. And probably doesn't go back to college. And I think, I don't know how much distance he'd go, but I think he gets involved in the San Sebastian political scene as a major supporter of heroes.
You want funding, you've got it.
Yeah.
Elena retires, does quite a lot of fundraising, because what else are you gonna do when you're rich?
Mm-hmm.
Wear
Does
nice
eventually,
outfits and,
yeah, wear
fundraising.
nice outfits and raise money for various sundry different things.
This is how the gala gets started!
Yes.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
God.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Eventually does go finish, actually properly attend college instead of just disappearing into an alternate dimension so she could get her astrophysics shenanigans sorted. So she can get the space madness. I don't know how that would work with her because she's already partially space, but it's fine.
Mhm. Sylvie probably goes back for physics and
Physics study dates.
yeah, and
Can use
superhero
wrecking balls.
studies with maybe a specialty in Fae to get that up. And then maybe goes into Fae law because
Okay.
she has a very specific girlfriend who she is concerned about because someone started a business with Uncle Polly.
You should have told her that he was in the mafia. You guys should
She
have
still
told her
doesn't
before-
know.
Still doesn't
before
know.
she went into business with him.
What a moral quandary for Calamity would
God.
that be?
Cynthia will probably join the growing back to school crew because it is Dr. Barnett after all. So someone needs to continue this. Not that Hector is going away for a long time, and Cynthia has anything to say about it. I will say, though, because we talked about this a while ago, since someone is no longer controlling the court system, even though Cynthia's an adult at this point, that adoption probably goes through. Hey, that's not yours.
Did we just hear this?
Roxy's got so many doctor
therapy?
girlfriends now.
No.
No.
Oh,
Cynthia
She's changing her name.
is
Oh.
adopted.
No, Hecate had, in the past, Cynthia didn't know this, Hecate had tried to actually get custody of her from her dad, who's a piece of shit. But he had enough money going around that he was able to keep watching them. So it's more of a symbolic gesture at this point, but
Aw.
she's her daughter.
Cynthia Barnett.
She changes the name. Vaguely cursed name, but
Fine.
so's the other one.
Yeah.
If you're
Reclaim
not
it.
cursed,
She'd
what are
probably
you even
take
doing?
one of her girlfriend's names if they're going to do that, but, do a hyphenate or something.
Well, so
Mash all of our names
Collect
together.
all the names.
especially Dietrich Howell.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say,
Ethan
Lynn has
Howell's
already got two.
hyphenated.
We've got the longest last name.
Even if you did Dietrich Howell Barnett, and then sending in front
Marco.
of that, she still has fewer names than Glory.
All right.
Dietrich Hal DeMarco Barnett Odin's daughter.
That's more.
Yeah.
I think she would probably just go by Cynthia Barnett, though.
No.
I mean, we don't have to change our last names.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with a
I
new
think
last name.
She just doesn't want her original one.
I think Sylvie probably takes their names versus keeping the
Fair.
last bit
We
of
all switch
Faye.
last names.
Yeah.
We all take somebody
Everybody
else's last
shuffle
name,
your last
so none of
names
us has an
around.
Oh my
original last
God.
name. So it's
one out of
Roxy
a hat for the
Dietrich
day.
Howell,
God.
Sylvie Barnett.
I was about to say, Sylvie probably just takes Barnett because she realizes that it might irritate Hecate a little bit.
We all
When
just take
Hecate learns
Barnett
about
because
this,
it'll
she's just
irritate
like-
Hecate.
We'll probably do eventually learn Hecate's actual identity.
That's
During
when
the day,
Sylvie
she's a
changes her name.
scientist. She's
Yep.
blonde. It's weird.
Roxy's blonde now too.
That's true.
Look, we match.
And I'm guessing there's probably a little bit of research into how to stop Sylvie from just straight up dying at some point.
Oh yeah, Echo is going and doing deep research on how to stop that,
Mhm.
or at least delay it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sylvie also takes on takes on wearing gloves on a regular basis and carrying
Okay.
a lot of
Join Cynthia's club.
just because the
Yeah.
giant black spider web of curse is probably
Chaos.
not the best thing to wear around
There's
Or-
some
display.
late contemplative nights where Cynthia's just holding her hand. She's like, please don't die.
I do.
It's kind of. Oh, go for it.
I do think one day you all. This is like maybe years after the end of the campaign. Y'all get a call from Joe asking for y'all's help in setting up his proposal to Henry.
Oh my god. Girls, if it's years in the future, the girls are probably married at that point.
Mhm.
So,
Oh,
Absolutely.
Joe and Henry have to have a lot of conversations and a lot of trust
Mhm.
building
Oh,
and a lot of
oh,
everything. So yes, years.
But Joe puts in the work.
oh.
And he goes to therapy twice a week, like Roxy made him.
It starts as twice a week.
I'm sure it gets less.
But
Or
just
it
a
should.
quick note I would put here is that well, it is Navajo tradition for families to be matrilineal, so Joe actually takes Henry's last name.
Piss off Iron Maiden. Do it.
Yes.
But don't invite her to the wedding because she'll like
She's
ruin
not
everything.
invited.
No.
She's
Now-
not invited.
Unfortunately, that does mean he gets the most generic sounding name of Joe Johnson.
Rip.
JJ.
He,
We
He
start calling
is
him JJ
JJ.
just for fun.
Yep. He
Mhm.
is JJ.
And I do think, probably at some point, he will take you all out west to the Navajo Nation to meet the other half of his family
Yes.
and cause all of you to be horrible, horrible influences on his stepbrother.
Yes.
Oh, the twins
The
love it.
puppies!
Yes.
The twins are so happy.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Elena
and-
keeps heading west till she gets to good old California to do California things.
Roxy does want to learn how to surf and also fight sharks.
Sure, we could fight sharks.
If is Elena moving in like a permanent sense?
Probably. Where is San Sebastian in California?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Southern California.
Okay, that's what I thought. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm like, no, it's in New Jersey. I'm like, that's where we are right now. Maybe like a second home situation because I'm horribly rich in this game. Do whatever I want. I know, Blondie. We're wealthy.
Am I now subtly adding the Diedrich Howell estate to the list of locations?
Do it.
Maybe.
Yes.
Mhm.
Probably an historical landmark at this point, but that way now she can do fundraising
Diedrich
for
Howell House.
Yeah.
And that be where I live? They get converted into apartments?
shitty apartments.
Oh man, that's rough.
You know what? It doesn't really fit the vibe of the mission quarter, but sure.
Oh, it doesn't have to be.
No, it. I'm
I'd
down
say that
for it.
Elena has multiple houses
Yeah.
Yeah.
in San Sebastian.
Sorry, I'm
Um,
not petting you, I know.
Cynthia eventually will pick up a teleportation power somewhere so she can still protect Halcyon during the day and commute to spend time
Commute
with
to
her,
work.
Commute to
with
work.
her wives
To the
at
lab.
night. But I think broadly she also, after the whole senior supersonic and kind of whipping him into shape thing, sort of grows into a role as a mentor broadly. Hecate spent most of her time in the shadows due to events, but Cynthia eventually grows into more of a public hero. Mentors a fair number of people. Probably gonna try to knock Iron Maiden off of that Halcyon's protector pedestal because she's a bitch.
It's true.
Mhm.
I mean, Sylvie's gonna stay on her at her side as a support in the team, and probably a little more shadowy now, less upfront glitter. But
That is Echo's well, not Echo anymore, but
Yeah.
that would be Electo's preferred mode of
Yeah.
doing things. But she will absolutely go public if she has to kick Iron Maiden's ass.
though I do think Sylvie probably does also take in a more like social role as well, where she's maybe more outreach and
Oh,
maybe negotiating between various powers within the city, because obviously the supernatural aren't staying quiet anymore.
since she's going into Fae litigation, maybe starting to set up some of those laws about Fae intervention in the mortal plane.
Yeah, she does not want a repeat of her and her sister,
Mhm.
or the werewolf cult.
Since there's been a bit of a shift in thinking by the time of San Sebastian. I'd say probably arguably everyone on the team, if they'd be interested, start working on actual outreach, follow Roxy's idea of actually talking to people and improving sentiment towards exonaturals, as they're called in the future.
Whatever power Joe ends up with in the city, he fully lends all support to you.
Mhm.
He is the biggest advocate for heroes around.
When they
something. Oh, go for it.
When they move to California, I feel like what Roxy does is she becomes a news reporter
I love it.
Yes.
on superhero events. And she
Does
lets Uncle
Roxy
Polly deal with
become
the
leader
construction.
of the San Sebastian Times.
Yes.
I mean, she's got rich girlfriends to bankroll her activities
Yeah.
and a
sure.
lot of energy, so they're gonna bankroll a lot of activities.
Well, yeah, because they don't want to her to get
See,
in
now
trouble.
I wish we
They'd
had done
rather
this
have me
before
doing
the gala,
positive
because I
things.
absolutely would have had you all run into Editor Roxy.
Would she be alive
Damn it.
over 100 years in the future? I guess, because she keeps changing shapes.
Well, she also regenerates
That
herself.
doesn't mean we can't run into a reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Strikingly your resemblance to Roxy DeMarco at some point.
She's probably lost.
Maybe
the
she didn't
accent
attend the
by then.
gala because she's been to so many.
Yeah.
Maybe.
She always
It was
wears a suit, though.
absolutely,
You have to take breaks every once in a while just to fade from view if you're an immortal. So
Yeah.
We can't
Like,
all be.
even
They go
less
on like a
slaves.
10-year vacation every
yeah,
every 50
Though-
years.
The torch would eventually get passed. Cynthia's absolutely looking into life extension powers just to make sure everything stays in a way where people want it to stay. So, like, you want to keep living, she will try to find a way to make that happen. She doesn't want Roxy to be alone.
yeah, no. We
Yeah.
have one immortal girlfriend. I don't think any of us want to leave her alone.
Fair.
There's
Ah,
there is concern
world will not
about what she would
survive.
yeah, there's concern about what she would get up to.
This is a public service measure.
No other
Yeah.
reasons.
Definitely not.
Spend
Um,
eternity together because Roxy can get into so much trouble if she doesn't have proper stimulation. Like
That's
she
why
needs
we
things
made
to do. She needs
yeah.
enrichment in her enclosures.
That's why all of the other girlfriends go into high like income jobs so we can fund and make sure she doesn't get into trouble.
Oh, it's a full-time job.
Yes.
We have staff. Speaking of the gala from a couple minutes back, I think there's probably some early pictures of the first few Acts of Natural galas that involve some pictures of some of the gals in the aerial ballet dancing
Mhm.
together.
Yeah.
It's true.
I also like to think that if you look in the background, you can see Joe and Henry dancing, except one of Joe's hands slips, so he's just like dangling as Henry's flying around.
It unfortunately becomes a semi-famous historical fiction.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just in the background, dangling.
The girls are all up front looking like graceful and and Joe's just dangling in the background.
Yeah. But yeah, for what it's worth, Echo's absolutely commuting. Her heroing is in Halcyon. That's her city. She's fucking protecting it.
Well, yeah, of course.
And if Joe is politicianing there, she needs to keep people from killing him.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm certain in the early days there's plenty of attempts.
You have some of the most overclocked bodyguards in the world.
And everyone always questions why Mayor Johnson has a tank in his office with a Gila monster in it that he just talks to occasionally.
Doesn't talk back.
Joe can't hear him anymore.
You just hear blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
You know he's judging you though.
You can tell by like the way he's postured and like tilted his head, you know.
But
It's judgy.
I do think Joe never really stops looking for ways to get his powers back. It's probably the one thing that therapy and time don't really fix for him. But so it goes. And he makes sure that the name Jukebox Justice is always remembered.
And it will be.
I've seen like 10, 20 years in the future, they're all in Mayor Johnson's office. Wait, was it Johnson?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor
And it's
Johnson's
Henry,
office.
it's not Joe.
Okay, they are in Mayor Johnson's office, Henry Johnson's office, probably just celebrating another successful campaign.
Mm-hmm.
They've stayed friends.
Okay. Well, that does it, friends.
End of an era.
We did it.
That was what, like 2.5 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
pretty much.
Like couple months off for
Maybe
Christmas.
just like 2 years with all the breaks.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
still, it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I am surprised you guys managed to keep Sylvia alive. For the record.
They're
We're
just lucky that
stubborn.
Roxy is very durable. Otherwise, that would have been another.
Oh, yeah.
concern.
Wait,
since this is the last, or the end of our longest running campaign so far.
So far, yeah.
Let's see how San Sebastian goes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
far.
San Sebastian, that was
What?
supposed to be a filler.
Yeah.
2 years ago, according to YouTube, is when January 22nd of 23 is when we uploaded the trailer. February, so the end of January 2023 is when we started. know, Blondie.
What burning questions do you have about Jukebox Justice?
I don't know if you're planning on sending this guy to San Sebastian, so if so, omit spoilers, but what the fuck is up with Sword Whip guy?
I cannot say because
Okay,
I
so
have-
he's getting...
pass that off to Joe.
Okay,
Crow.
fair enough.
No
Joe Crow.
whores.
Joe Crow. Crow Joe.
Crow Joe. Pass that off to Crow.
I do need to ask.
Yeah.
Because I have a suspicion.
Yeah.
Who is Texarkana, and
He's the Wizard
is it
of
my
Oz.
dad?
It's not your dad.
I thought
He was moonlighting as a wizard from
So
Kansas.
I gave Crow a hint, and I'm interested to see if anyone else can pick up on this. But Texarkana has been closer than all of you think.
Is it Bertram?
It's
Yes.
Wait, really?
Yep.
That's so funny.
Roxy's gonna blow her
Roxy's
gasket.
instincts were on.
They can't trust
It's about
her.
the butler.
Oh my
That was
God.
not my initial intention.
A hero.
But as we got into things and Bertram knew a little too much about everything, I was like, it makes sense for him to
He
be
would
Tex.
a hero. Yeah.
Roxy just
That
sensed
is
Which
that something
would
was
also-
wonderful.
Which would also make sense why, if the team was having a rough time, he could be like, hey, Spuds, go help out these heroes.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
That's
Text
amazing.
message the potato
Ooh.
wizard.
Who is behind Roxy's super soldier creation?
Yeah.
I also cannot share that.
Oh,
I think-
interesting.
Or are you not going to use that one?
I think by the time San Sebastian rolls around, that probably is revealed at some point. So, yeah, go ahead and say.
Okay. So basically, there is a villain tied to Hecate. Basically, his name is the Spider.
Oh, this fucker.
Yes, this fucker. He's one of the, aside from, he's kind of like the other mafia, the far more dangerous mafia of Halcyon.
Good mafia versus bad mafia?
Yeah, the DeMarcos are the good mafia. He's the bad mafia. He's a major underworld power, and he was looking to find ways to create an army of superpowered, brainwashed soldiers. So recruited a bunch of scientists to do this work for him through various shell companies and claims and offshore bank accounts and organizations. And it was one of these groups of recruited scientists that made Roxy. And she was the best that they'd come up with, and they were trying to get her back because they didn't have anything else. But, one of the other groups kind of beat them out, and the Spider just like anyone else, is disposable essentially, and killed all the scientists who created Roxy.
Ooh.
Because they also kind of fucked up with being very public about trying to get her back and creating problems.
I did try to grab her on the street.
Yeah. I have two.
And hired people to like get her that talked.
Yeah. Who were the angel people that we just dusted, and then B,
Yeah.
the space Vikings? What the fuck?
What the fuck was with the space Vikings?
So the angels, oh crap, what was his name? Forget his name.
Icarus?
Yes,
Icarus,
Icarus. So kind of essentially what Cynthia had found out was a god, like people's thoughts and feelings, giving a god powers. And this, and like Icarus given form, kind of became very, like gods do, or is like humanity's faulty and disgusting, and we should cleanse the world of them. So that was their motivation of like destroy everything, start anew, and build a utopia, ideal people, perfect, perfect people kind of thing. But it was like, everyone kind of knows the story of Icarus, and with enough time and just feelings and thoughts towards that kind of gave this fictional character form that went about developing its own stupid ideals and tried to make them happen.
We're a little too close to Elena.
Yeah. A little too close to Elena. And
She happened to have her moment of truth, so we just kind of...
The Space Vikings were kind of bending time and space a little kind of like universe hopping time travel shenanigans, but coming from another plane of existence where there are treasure planet-esque ships that people can travel on, and there's lots of space trading and interplanetary shenanigans, therefore space pirates. And the huntsman basically was like, well, Sylvie has trauma related to Vikings. They killed her when she was still human, so let's just yoink these space
my
Vikings.
Adopted daughter.
Let's just yoink these space Vikings from somewhere, some other universe, and like nudge them towards Halcyon and see what happens. So he kind of just plucked them from somewhere else and like threw them at you.
Did Echo kill a god when she killed the huntsman? Was that Odin?
He was not Odin specifically, but probably, I mean, maybe on the level of a god. So has kind of like godlike powers. So Echo could probably legitimately claim that she killed a god.
I don't think she's going to advertise that because she likes the element of surprise.
Oh, that's fair.
Also, she'd prefer to not kill people.
Based off of
you don't
that,
want to have
just
this
It's not
kind of god
people, it was
killer.
a god. It's different.
I don't.
Roxy's gonna maintain that until the end of their days. That
If
was not a
Roxy
people,
wants
that
to,
was a
like,
god.
Tell people that she's not going to stop her. But
She's not
like,
gonna tell people. But whenever it gets brought up within like the polycule, she's gonna say, no, that wasn't a people, that was a god.
They're different.
does that
Cynthia
by
would
that
probably say gods are people too. Which might say
quantification
something about her views on power and the lack of care thereof.
make Sylvie a quasi demigod before in this scenario?
You're the doomed demigod this time.
Yes!
Oh
Did I
no!
accidentally make a doomed
It's
demigod?
Odin's doomed daughter.
Or pseudo Odin.
We swapped playbooks. When you're the punch.
Not
Pseudo
intentionally,
Odin
but
sounds like a Pokemon name.
Probably
Yeah.
is.
In the alternate, when we went to the alternate reality and came back, why did everyone forget that Sarah existed?
Hmm.
Bro,
Yeah,
do you
what
have
was
any
up with that?
concerns with
And-
me sharing that tidbit?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So, the reason why people forgot about Sarah is that in the alternate universe she was yeeted to, there wasn't a version of her there.
Okay.
So it was a side effect of kind of being forced somewhere she didn't belong and essentially removed. Like, she didn't have anyone to replace her. So she kind of got
Okay.
plucked from her spot and placed somewhere else.
Hmm.
The side effect of that, everyone forgetting her timeline existed, basically. Whereas all of you had counterparts.
Okay.
Mhm.
At certain points, Hecate, when she wasn't paying attention, had mentioned Sarah, even though she'd forgotten her, but like in a way where she remembered her. So did this ever resolve itself?
Yes. Eventually. It probably could have been
be very sad.
It probably could have been expedited with ours, like Sylvie's intervention, but yes, there was not an immediate fix because it was kind of like the universe trying to figure out how to write itself again.
So once memories come back, there's probably a mini family reunion where Catherine and Mark agree to be in the same room for at least a little while, so that, you know,
Yeah.
Cynthia and her pseudo half sister unclear, can sort of rejoin his family.
Hmm.
Hecate gets her other daughter back.
Also, non-zero chance that on one, maybe one occasion, Joe pulls some strings to get Parhelia out of trouble.
Just one time, though.
It's
After
when
that,
it's
she's
where-
on her own.
It's only when she's. I was gonna say, is it when she's doing something to return artifacts to their rightful home, or is it a more questionable occasion?
Probably when
Nine-
artifacts are needing to go back to the right place.
That makes sense.
90% of the time, she takes more of a Robin Hood approach. Like, her and her adoptive father, the whole idea there was like, I got really mad about the British Museum at one point, so I made a character that's just stealing the artifacts and giving it back.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Fair.
fair.
Still technically a villain, still breaking the law, but not in a way where Hecate's going to do anything about it because
Nobody's dying.
she doesn't care. And also,
Yeah.
she has complicated feelings about her ex-husband.
Not directly, but their legacy is continued in a way in San Sebastian, which y'all will probably see at some point.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Also, background information about Sarah that never got revealed. One of Hecate can actually relate to her on a level because Sarah has killed people. She killed her parents.
Hmm.
They were very abusive, like physically, and in self-defense, she kind of chest bursters them with her shoes. And Hecate had it covered up, and sort of she and Mark dealt with it.
Were we ever able to help? Was it Ernie, the boy in the in the camp, and get him to a spot where he was happy and able to either maybe rejoin society if he wanted to, but get him to a spot where he's able to interact with people?
Roxy always goes to visit. If
Maybe. I think they got better about things, especially with more social interaction from nice people. And maybe there was an attempt to become more integrated in society and move nearer to the city or within the city. I don't expect it went super well. So they probably would have wanted to refurbish one of the cabins or actually build a house out by the lake where they'd spent so much time so it's comfortable, and they probably did a lot of gardening, farming, or
Just so coincidentally, a new camp for training exonaturals, as they're eventually coined, is set up a few miles away, so if anyone on the team ever wants to visit, there's a convenient excuse nearby.
Mhm.
Cynthia is running inspections to make sure there's no fuckery happening there.
Oh.
She doesn't. She knows that Joe wouldn't let that happen, but she doesn't trust people to necessarily be above board.
Joe and Henry
Working
definitely go on a crusade against normal.
You want funding, you've got it.
Yeah, Sylvie definitely makes a public appearance specifically so Cynthia can go and do her inspections while there is a cover story, so no one's bothering her.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Why was there a Fey werewolf?
Ooh.
This I actually don't know. I gave Charlie
Ooh.
free reign for the backstory of the alpha, so...
Actually, I'd love to know any details for that aren't spoilers. Just for the other campaign, if that carries over.
Well, I mean, I can talk about my inspiration for the whole mess of it.
Yeah, if you want to start there, I want to find my notes on the alpha because I don't remember all of the details and I don't want to mess it up.
Okay.
Secondary question for being queued up after, what was going on with Elena's dad? Was that guy like a space god person? Or
He had space madness.
Yeah.
It's literally what I wrote in my. He was just a normal guy,
okay.
a regular astrophysicist who just went crazy because of exposure to space particles.
And wait, so that Elena's powers come from that, or
Elena powers come from space, basically. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Let's just.
I
It
think-
fair enough.
altered his DNA and he got space madness and his sperm became space.
All
right.
Hang on. Let me find my doc with my notes.
But,
I
okay.
haven't opened this since December.
So, the first thing you need to understand is that Joe was basically my excuse to vilify everything about wolves that I don't like,
The
and
stupid
also to
alpha
try to
beta
clear up
thing.
as many misconceptions about werewolf mythology as I could.
You might have just complicated the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, the whole reason that I wanted Joe to be Navajo is because of the skin changer myth, which is
Mhm.
often conflated with werewolf mythology, but is completely different, and also just is not something that people are supposed to talk about in the first place.
Yeah.
So there's that. And I also did play with it a little bit by having Joe think that Sylvie was a skin changer for a little
Yep.
while. Because
That was why
That's
the
why he
monster-
didn't like her for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was why there was the monster comment at the end, because we had discussed briefly that Joe might pick up monster as a friendly nickname for Sylvie after they rekindled everything.
Okay. No, I enjoy these little behind the scenes things.
But then the pack was me just taking like all the bad werewolf lore and all the bad wolf lore and just rolling it into one ball. So the
Fair.
whole reason it's alpha, beta, gamma, delta is because of the alpha theory, which for anyone who doesn't know out there is completely wrong. It's just wrong. Like, that only shows up in zoos that are basically prisons for these animals. So, like, they do not exist in nature.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I also decided to play into, like, the horror movie scene of the time. Because the 1960s were when a lot of these classic Universal horror monsters were first put to the silver screen. Including, the werewolf.
Wolfman.
Which, that movie invented the weakness to silver and werewolf's connection to the moon. Both of those did not exist in werewolf lore before then.
That was in the 40s, I think. The
Mhm.
first Wolfman.
So I was like, okay, so we will have the pack have that as like foundational parts of it. And we'll just add some cult sprinkling on top of that. And then it never really came up in this campaign. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's actually going to come up in San Sebastian. But I wrote up a whole document about actual werewolf culture for Charlie.
Was this part of the 60-something page backstory?
No.
No!
Oh,
I'm
this
a
is
psychopath.
extra.
Extra credit.
Now, granted,
My
it was
God.
not anywhere close to that length. It was, however, still 6 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jurgen had space radiation that he passed on to Elena. And that eventually devolved into madness for him.
I did
And that's
find
where she gets her power
I
from.
found my notes on the alpha. So, the alpha's true identity is Alexia Baranov. He was a werewolf from Russia, emigrated in the late 1800s, looking for a better life. He, at the time of World War Werewolf, he was well over 100 years old. So basically, he was trying to dabble in dark magic and ended up making a pact with a fey werewolf, who was not so nice. And the being he made the pact with wasn't associated with the hunt. And after making the pact, Alexia very quickly realized this wasn't what he actually wanted, but the dark magic kind of twisted his sensibilities and made him much more power hungry. And he felt he started feeling like the actual werewolves of the world needed someone to guide them because they weren't doing it right. So, of course, he needed to take on that duty himself. Let's see. Do you want to know the fae that influenced him?
Yes.
I'm curious.
So his name was Alvir. And he's just been doing his own thing in the Fey realm. Like I said, not associated with the hunt. He doesn't really care to check what's going on in the human realm. He kind of just fucks shit up and is like, whatever, I'm gonna go have a vacation for 30 more years, and then maybe I'll see what my pactees are doing. Very much like the trickster, troublemaker god vibe going on.
Oh my gosh, was that Coyote?
No.
Because that would have been
No.
hell of a twist.
Alvir was not Coyote, no. Definitely not. But yeah, he was just kind of like, oh, you want power? I'll make you mad and fuck with the humans. Why not? But when Joe
exploded him.
Defeated him, removed his powers, because his life had been so unnaturally extended, the removal of that magic sustaining his life and giving him life just led to rapid
That's
decay.
what
So
we
he was
get.
kind of like already dead. It was just
yeah. Okay.
whatever was keeping,
Funny.
like the magic keeping him alive was no more.
Yes, hello.
So that was him.
I'm honestly surprised you didn't pull that shit on me with killing my Fey master, but then again, I technically was a little different.
I mean, your Fey Master was actually Fey. This was a human that was just kind of being strung along thanks to Fey magic.
Oh, I meant you did make Sylvie decay after we killed him.
I mean, it didn't
But
take away
that's
your powers, though.
Yeah.
Also, you
I
kind of
got-
had a weird, like, reborn thing going on, because
Yeah,
you did
there was the weird-
die,
Yeah.
and you were given essentially a new body,
Yeah.
like an actual Fey body.
I
Which
gotta
then I
ask,
started shattering.
and this is a question for Jenna. if we had, like, told/convinced Roxy that her family was the Mafia, what would have been her reaction in the game?
She would have wanted to know more about it and what they did specifically before she could, like, make a full judgment on that. But she would be a little miffed that you guys kept a secret about her and didn't tell her.
On a related note, at the end of this campaign, I am still the only member of the team that does not have influence over Roxy. Does Roxy ever forgive Joe for not telling her about Tony?
Oh, she holds that grudge for longer than you would ever expect Roxy to hold a grudge. But she eventually does forgive him.
It's probably one of the girlfriends was like, "Did you ever forgive Joe for this thing?" And she's like, "Now I'm mad about it again." And then a week
Oh my
later,
god.
He
calls
calls
him up.
Joe
To
up
be
on
mad.
the phone.
"I'm
Joe,
mad
do you
at
remember?"
Hang up.
Then she calls him to yell at him again.
Yeah.
I feel
Oh my
like
god.
in the late night like lab sessions between Cynthia and Sylvie, like figuring stuff out, they do have regular conversations about, do we tell Roxy about the whole situation, specifically because she is now working with Uncle Polly.
Well, she does that for a little bit until we move to San Sebastian. Then she lets Uncle Polly do whatever with that. But yeah, she...
Yeah.
Because then she goes, into the reporting business. Becoming,
Oh.
the face of... Not face of, but like... She's not got a filter, but she's also really good with people. It's kind of weird. It's that big old heart. That Italian mother love. So she probably gives that up, but she probably gets money from it. Like residual earnings from it. I assume that she still owns part of the company, but if you guys never tell her, she isn't digging into Uncle Polly, because why would she do that?
I think when she makes the decision to go and become a reporter, if she tells the girls, Cynthia will eventually just talk to Sylvie and be like, we need to tell her before
Yes.
this becomes a problem. World's most awkward sit down. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
your family's the mob.
And funnily enough, Roxy's family does eventually follow her out to California.
Or
Are they the mob in California?
Yes.
There may or may not be an arc. It's a funsy arc. It's not a main story arc, but it is called An Offer You Can't Refuse.
Dun, dun, dun.
You'll sleep with the fishes.
Maybe. We'll see. I do definitely need to Google the Furies, because now I need to add them to the hero roster.
Tiffany, Megara, that other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do need to ask everyone, because, well, the Ultras would briefly overlap with y'all's, human lifespans. And they rise to fame pretty quick, so I'm curious. What does everyone think of the Ultras when they come around? I know what Joe thinks. I think Joe thinks it's a fantastic idea to have a big hero team in the limelight for everyone to, maypole around in support.
I feel like Joe originally was the one who suggested that they do team offs, like the younger,
Friendly
and
competitions.
organize
Oh my
that shit in the
God.
I love it.
beginning.
If Joe has any say on it, he does organize,
This-
exonatural leagues for all
I was
major
gonna say, this is
sports.
your super-powered sports event.
Yeah.
Yes, I was gonna say that sounds
I
like
will-
very much.
I guess at
a
some
Joe
point
thing.
Elena will go into costume designing. So since this is a
Oh.
new team just
Yeah.
starting out and we want them to do well, she's got a lot of money to bankroll costumes for them because she'll think it's hilarious and start sewing sequins on just like Natalie used to.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
random sequins in like the knee pit of
Yeah, so like early Ultras costumes have a little bit too many sequins.
Because
it's
she wants
amazing.
to help out her wife. Cynthia will help on the materials side of that. So some of the more
Yeah.
advanced materials
Yeah.
probably got their start in some of Cynthia's labs.
Roxy thinks it's great. She doesn't like Freedom Wing. If there's
don't
any type of
He's-
like,
I don't.
Later.
That'd be a little after, I think.
Yeah.
well, it depends on how long. The
Well, I was about to
girls
say,
live.
in my head, Calamity is basically immortal.
Pretty much.
That's how I view
Basically
it.
does, like, she pulls a Doctor Regeneration from Doctor Who. And
Yeah.
just changes her face like every 20 years.
Yeah. And I imagine the girls are also, they figured out some sort. I mean, Echo can just take.
Cynthia it
Amity
more or less
power,
becomes a Swiss Army knife of powers at some point, but
And then just heals the other girls.
she's after sort of like near the end of her what would be her normal lifespan. She passing the torch. I'm not sticking around as some
Oh
sort of
yeah,
immortal
Roxy
figure. I
retires
don't.
when they go to
She's
San Sebastian as
back into the
like a hero,
shadows,
but
Yeah.
like, you know.
I would say I think Cynthia probably takes the other part of Hecate's plan and is sort of just the in the shadows more protector over in Halcyon. Since the heroes who've taken up the torch can do their thing, and if there's ever a catastrophic world destroying thing, you bring out the power Swiss Army knife.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There
That's
is
a little
definitely...
grumpy.
That was pretty much Elena's plan. If Cynthia really needs help, she knows where to find her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
I'd
think-
imagine there's like at least one world cataclysmic destroying event where she's like, "Babe, I need you to come out of retirement for a night.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been a
Go
few.
punch some gods."
Yeah. But I imagine that the girls are still around, but they have different identities now.
Mhm,
They've
yeah.
kind of
Sylvie
They're not-
probably advises the girls on how to change up their identities every few years just to keep it
every 20 years or something.
Yeah,
when,
just
when
to
people start questioning why they're
stay
still...
under the radar. She
Young
has
and
enough
just-
experience doing
Um,
it.
yeah.
Joe
so
and Henry's kids do not get why they have to call you different names at various points in their lives.
Yeah,
yeah,
they
I
have
think-
no idea.
they have no
Cynthia's
idea.
actually a little
They're
blasé
just the aunts.
about it. She just keeps calling herself Cynthia, and if people want to, she's not super public. She doesn't need to really interact with the public. If people want to put those pieces together, she doesn't care.
Lena makes her death a big fucking deal.
There's
Just
like a huge funeral thing, and
adopts
she's like sipping
Roxy's
champagne. in the
younger counterpart to take over for the.
Are you saying that
foundations.
Elena might actually be the famous designer who designs the costumes for
Yes.
corner. Oh my god!
Oh my
I
god.
already have a character planned for Eden Mod. Come on, guys.
Elena could be one of her consultants,
I was
perhaps.
about to say, Eden Mod is
was the
Elena's
protege of
Yeah.
Elena.
Oh my God.
This is still in like we're probably like 80s or 90s by now.
You
Yeah.
you started a line of fashion proteges.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Each generation learning more than the next.
Yeah. To run the actual foundation, she just adopts one of her wives and then we just move it on so nobody actually has to, look at this giant hoard of money.
Also to answer the question, I don't think Cynthia particularly cares one way or the other about the Ultras as a big hero team. What she does care is sort of the nascent seeming hero industrial complex that seems to be forming over in San Sebastian. She does not like it. She does not trust it, which is one of the reasons, among many others, why she spends more of her time in Halcyon.
I'd say that Roxy is both fascinated and mystified
No,
by
that's not for you.
Tabs. Like,
No.
she doesn't know what to think about
yeah,
this
when
me.
Tabs
computer
shows
that has
up,
feelings.
she probably shows up in like one of her earliest models to Halcyon, probably with the express intention of like meeting with y'all and being like, "Hey, so I am all information on the planet. Hi."
Sylvie's like,
And
I
Roxy's
cannot
just like
touch you.
terrified, but also like fascinated.
Bertram all over again.
Cynthia will
yeah,
meet with her,
no.
but she is insulating all her computer systems and making a separate, isolated computer system. She doesn't need that shit in her life.
The thing that causes Cynthia paranoia is tabs.
If you ask Tabs, she will probably help you set up that system so that it is her proof.
She will absolutely ask Tabs for her input, review it 3 times, and make her own additions.
And then have Sylvie biological computer it.
Roxy
So it's not
has
as
basic
stuff.
computer
Take
skills,
the whole
but she's
yeah.
not.
And,
She
like, take
still
the
has
whole,
to ask Echo for help with.
Yeah,
and
Elena's
Sylvie
not
for help.
dealing with
Like, she's
computers.
not.
If you need
She's
tech
much
support,
more of a.
I think Cynthia loves the fucking future because she's like, tech.
I feel
Weapons
like
and gadgets still at her comfort zone. She makes some weird shit.
Roxy
like-
likes the Carboni cars. I imagine that she
Yes.
actually probably
Oh my god, yes.
takes an interest in that and has bought cars and bikes and stuff from them and has like gone in and like wanted to talk to them about like the mechanic-y stuff, just like as her like special interest. Because
Since
cars
they
are
are
still
still
her special
going.
interest.
Despite the financial troubles, it could be every few years they get a wildly expensive purchase from a donor who shall remain nameless on the records.
Yeah.
But the invoice always comes in under the same company, Feel Good Industries.
Yeah. Yeah.
It smells vaguely like pasta.
What were you gonna say, Tess?
Sometimes there's
I
little
was gonna
sauce
say, I
stain.
feel like out of all of the girls, Sylvie is probably the one who's most interested in tech with Cynthia and exploring those avenues and confronting computers.
If
computer
Sylvie
part
brings
is
her new
confusing.
tech, it's basically flirting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Non-zero chance that Sylvie accidentally mutates like the iPhone when it first comes out, and it turns into a villain that Tabs ends up having to deal
my
with.
God.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Yes.
I
If
feel
you
like
don't-
Elena and Roxy just kind of like nod and they're very happy when their girlfriends are talking about all this nerdy tech stuff and they're just
Mhm.
like, but like they have no idea what's going on. They're dissociating while you guys are talking about tech. It's a mutual dissociation.
You
Uh-huh.
don't currently have something on the books for the creation of Second Space. I'd argue Sylvie-related lab accident.
Oh.
I could definitely see that helping advance the research of it.
It's like, what the okay, that's new.
A
Like,
void
Calamity
toaster.
and Easy Living walk in one day, and the whole lab is getting sucked into a portal to space that just appeared in the middle of
Didn't
the
we
lab.
do this already?
Yeah.
Sylvie and Cynthia are just kind of standing there like,
Not
"The
again."
fuck?"
Yeah. What the? Not again.
Because, like, Second Space is just
Every
full
fucking
on
time.
space.
Yeah.
But yeah, I imagine that that's what Roxy's doing. She still likes cars. Now I guess they're floating and super fast and whatever. She learns enough tech to like be able to drive all the really fast vehicles because she likes that.
Yeah.
And she knows how to do basic like computer things and like type and all that. She's actually really thankful for like the generative AI that can make sense of her writing stuff. Because sometimes she gets a little.
It's actually Tabs
tangential
coming in
and-
and just
Yeah, and
editing it.
fixing.
Fixing things for
So
her.
it doesn't sound like a giant run-on sentence of tangential thoughts, which is how she becomes the successful reporter, probably. At first, it starts with like Echo and the
I
other
do
girls
wonder,
helping
though-
her.
I was reading through like,
No,
go to. Did you learn English?
technically
grammar?
yes. I
Sentence
got
structure?
a D.
I do wonder though, because a movement that's happening in like modern San Sebastian is the movement away from personal transportation in favor of more efficient public transportation in major cities, which means the elimination of a lot of cars. So I wonder
rich
how
enough
Roxy
that she
feels
can-
about that.
I imagine that Sylvie probably created Wall Street. So.
Wall Street existed
Technically
long
it
before
existed.
Jukebox Justice
Yeah.
even happened.
You're right. No, the 20s.
For elimination of public, well, increases in public transportation, elimination of personal transportation, but sort of tangential to that. We talked briefly about Hecate and Barn Industries sort of pivoting away from nuclear more towards green tech. I think that Cynthia continues that. Also, for what it's worth, I don't think that Hecate would opt for attempting to live longer than a normal lifespan, but Cynthia does eventually rehabilitate her image. There is possibly a statue of her somewhere in Halcyon. It's a very nice one.
Aw.
And every once in a while, a strange woman with 2 torches and 4 arms shows up and goes,
Oh shit. Well, yeah.
I will
But
say,
other than that, I think they're just chilling. Roxy keeps
I
herself
don't-
busy. She has a lot of energy always, even in her hundreds and hundreds of years or whatever. I don't know how long they've lived at this point. I don't say. Oh, only
Not
100
that
years.
long, yeah.
Not
It's
that
like,
long.
100 years.
100 years. In her 100 years, she still has a lot of energy.
200?
By the time of San Sebastian, it has been, I think, a little under 100 years
Yeah.
since Jukebox Justice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So,
'Cause we were in 1956, and then San Sebastian is 2047.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
she still has a lot of energy for a 100-year-old. She's calmed down a little bit, though.
She's like
and
precious.
she doesn't wreck buildings.
Yeah.
Like she used to. There might have been
We are
a great
grateful.
investment from her construction company into working with Barnett Industries in creating more structurally sound like materials to go to build with.
I will say yes, but Cynthia is going over those the bookkeeping herself, making sure those books are not cooked because none of that is getting near her company.
I think this might be Uncle Paulie's only legit business.
That is the requirement for working with
Because-
Cynthia as a civilian. It has
not
to be legit.
because he doesn't think that he could get it past Roxy because he knows he could, but he knows that Cynthia is a genius, and then he also knows that Sylvie knows way too much, and
As
and Sylvie's a lawyer now.
and they
Oh my God.
also
Becomes more
are
and more
capable
involved
of taking out the
Roxy's
mafia.
life.
So
As the polycule becomes more and more involved in Roxy's life, the mafia members are slowly figuring out that they know but aren't doing anything because they care about Roxy, and so it's just a mutually assured destruction thing where it's just you don't tell, I don't tell.
I mean, they were already a
Yeah,
very,
everybody just
very
stays silent.
Self-actualized mafia. So
Yeah, they have good emotional
well-adjusted.
intelligence. They don't just go off and beat somebody because they insulted them. They try to work it out with their words first, and then cement shoes after that. But
So if Roxy is becoming less destructive, so she's not gonna take the fury of vengeful destruction, because I was thinking that would be the perfect one for her.
I think she destroys corrupt shit.
So,
I mean, vengeful destruction could you could make that work in a journalism sense.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah.
she definitely. I imagine that Roxy is probably, as soon as she gets wind of the other girls get wind of it, Roxy's kind of oblivious still. I mean, she's better. She's not quite as oblivious as she used to be. She's seen some shit now, so she's not quite as naive as she used to be. But I'm sure that there's maybe some sniffing around the trust, not very covertly though. Roxy would also like to get her hands on Electra, because that would help so much. Bugs that could hear things. That's amazing.
Oh my god.
let's go away. I have concerns.
Fucking great.
Now, the one problem with all of this is that I'm convinced Roxy would basically be immortal. But I can't do that accent to save my life, so I need to figure out how to do it.
Roxy probably lost her accent after a while.
Come
us
on,
out
it
of
is
young.
so iconic
After
to
a couple
Roxy.
hundred
I
years.
All right,
gotta
well then
learn
we're
how
gonna
do
have to
it.
practice it. You're gonna have to practice. You got to go those hard A's.
It's not like
And the
Boston. You
R's,
don't
got
want to
it.
drop your R's.
Yeah, drop the R's for the A's.
Yeah, you don't want to do that for New York. You have to do
Khakis.
that in Boston.
Need like a keyword to work this accent off.
Khakis. Car keys.
Watch
Forget about it.
My
Car
cousin
keys versus
Vinny.
khakis.
Yeah, that's Boston. Watch My Cousin Vinny and just keep watching
I've
Marissa
tried.
Tomei.
I hate that movie.
It's
Ooh.
just watch
Oh,
the
I
Marissa
love that
Tomei
movie.
part.
Not funny. I don't laugh.
Or it helps when Margot Robbie was getting an accent for
Oh, yeah.
it was Wolf of Wall Street maybe.
Mm.
The coach suggested she like have her hands out like she's getting them done because it helps
Like a
you're
manicure,
getting
yeah.
your nails done. It helps with the part of the accent.
That Brooklyn accent.
Yeah.
Hacky.
I do have to go to bed though because I have to work in the morning.
Oof.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
As,
I gotta
yeah.
go to bed too.
As
I gotta
much as I
bring
don't want
bagels
this
in
campaign
tomorrow.
to end, I do think it is time we let the curtains close.
You can end it on a good note.
Yeah. Nobody
Everyone
died
survived,
forever.
so- lived.
Yeah.
But
Forever.
Forever.
thank you everyone for joining us
At least for a
tonight.
while.
Want more superhero stuff? And Sebastian is
Coming up tomorrow.
it's tomorrow. It's
And I guess now
Hip-hop
it's our main
happening.
feature.
yeah.
Jesus Christ, I had to get suckered into this.
You're
You made a choice.
Campaign.
You did too good of a job.
Yeah,
Fuck.
You do a very good job.
Yeah.
This is a true
yeah,
fact.
you do.
We were having too much fun. So good job. But yeah, come join us for San Sebastian. It's a great time. I love my stupid idiot son that I play. And
He's
everyone else
amazing.
is
We love him.
Yeah.
delightful characters.
We're all just so
Our
oblivious.
favorite
and
hentai boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our
everyone's
favorite anti-boy.
And now
Well,
apparently
hentai boy.
maybe cameos from this campaign.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
Now-
I officially know who lives.
See,
Well,
see now
The
that,
Everybody.
answer is yes,
now that
sort of.
this game has ended, you have all of the bonus info that you can do with as you
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
do.
Sylvia and Grandma's
Oh,
shenanigans.
But come,
Echo's
yeah.
staying in Halcyon if that starts happening. So please keep that away from her.
These two aren't allowed in the same space together.
Yeah.
Come
The
join us
universe
tomorrow.
Stealing the
collapse.
luck power and just leaving.
Yeah. Cynthia's like, that is actually quite terrifying.
Like, I want
Whereas
that.
Roxy's
I don't like you, but I
that.
want that.
I don't like you with my wife right now.
Like, enrichment in her enclosure. I don't want any part of it.
Yeah.
Until next time. Bye bye.